This episode of the BJJ Foxcast is brought to you by BioPro. BioPro is an all-natural alternative to prescription human growth hormone, which aids in recovery, anti-aging, metabolism, libido, immunity, skin health, cognition, sleep, and stress. Just one vial per day provides a substantial boost to all of these growth factors. Okay, so that's what they want me to say. Here's what I know as an aging grappler. I've been using BioPro Plus and the nighttime variant, BioPro Plus Cortisleep, for several months, and it feels like I've grown a third lung. My gas tank is noticeably bigger, my recovery is faster, and I'm back on the mats much quicker, not just between training sessions, but between rounds. Now you can get $30 off your first order of BioPro when you use the code FOXCAST at www.bioproteintech.com. That's code FOXCAST for $30 off your first order at www.bioproteintech.com. Thank you, BioPro. Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the BJJ Foxcast. I am your host, Alex Martinez, and I'm here with my co-host, Tojo. Say hello.
Yo, I heard that it's the BJJ Silver Alert.
Silver Alert?
Because you're old.
Oh, that could... Dude, that has a ring to it. I kind of like that. The fucking BJJ Silver Alert. We're going to fucking rebrand.
It's probably Rob. Rob probably said that.
We're going to fucking rebrand. Yeah, Rob.
Someone come get their grandpa.
Yeah, well, that ass whooping I just laid on Rob today fucking makes us even. It makes us even.
Even? What, did he actually try hard one of those times before that?
No, he was actually like, turning and giving me his back.
On purpose?
I don't know.
It must have been.
I don't know. But it happened a lot.
Nobody's that stupid.
Yeah. Alex will never see this coming again. Man. Yeah, but we were having a conversation earlier, and I want to talk about this. I've been like itching to get this out there and getting some hate for it.
Names will be called.
Names will be called. No, we were talking about...
Don't start a conversation while flipping out a switchblade.
Right. We were talking about black belts. That, what was the word we used? Entitled, maybe?
They suck.
Nah, well, there's a lot of them that suck. I mean,
us.
A couple are sitting at this table today. But, ones that are, like, entitled, like, the how dare you guys, like, don't ask me to roll. Oh, my God, you're trying to hurt me. Why are you going hard?
Yeah.
Those guys.
Yep.
Drive me fucking crazy.
You have to think that it's because they saw it when they were like a white, like they were treated like that by some black belt when they were like a white belt or a blue belt. So they're like, man, one day I'm going to be a black belt and I can be a everybody.
I was never treated that way. Like I
by anybody.
No,
I can't think of a single time.
Nah. And
I've seen videos, but
yeah, I mean, the only thing that I can think of is like, I was a white belt and I made eye contact with a black belt and they just kind of turned their head. You know what I mean? I never had anybody say, you're not supposed to ask me to roll. And the thing is, like,
maybe we should give a little more context.
Okay. Yeah. You start.
So we're kind of talking about like, it's kind of like one of those things where like you see those really traditional schools where like you can't ask a black belt to roll. Like you have to give him like, move out of their way, give them then the right of way, that kind of stuff.
Wide berth.
Yeah. Like they've earned kinghood or something.
Yeah. Well, I think that comes from, the schools in Brazil being so small back in the day.
Sure.
I'm sure there are big schools.
Space is a premium type thing.
Space is a premium. And when I trained, I did my first 2 jiu-jitsu classes at Rough House, and they had limited space. I mean, it probably was, about 1,500 square feet, maybe. And they had like a lobby area and a front desk, so that takes up a lot of room.
Yeah.
But they had everybody sat on the wall, and then the high belts like picked you to roll with them.
Interesting.
So that made things less chaotic, and it was more organized. And then when the higher belts wanted to break, they would sit on the wall, and then it wasn't a free for all about whomever else would come up and start rolling. But yeah, so we were talking about that, and we were talking about like guys that get they get pissed off that people are going hard.
Yeah.
Against them, know, and
I evolved into like, or devolved, I should say, into like just like the silliest shit.
Yeah,
like what you're talking about. Like, I can't believe this guy tried to toe hold me.
Right.
I'm
yeah.
Like, yeah.
You're fucking right.
I can't believe this guy tried to do jiu-jitsu to me.
Yeah. Or okay, so this guy, you're a black belt. Your guard is probably really good, or should be, right? Or better than average, right? And their method of getting you to submit is going to be the lower body.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's fair game, right? Yeah. So I always find it frustrating. I hope I never turn into that. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather hang it up.
If you're aware of it, I feel like it's pretty hard to turn into that.
Yeah. I'd rather hang it up than become that.
Yeah. Like, it's not even like, you know, like the crotchety old guy or whatever. It's not even that.
I'm already that.
You're already that.
Yeah.
It's not that. Like you said, it's like an
Don't take that away from me,
I don't
Tojo.
think you turn into it.
No. I guess.
Because I would venture to guess.
I guess once right?
That someone who's like that as a black belt is probably like that in their real life. You know?
Dude, there's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah. You know, like if you're in real life, you're going to be a
Yeah.
And then you get the black belt, which kind of like in your eyes gives you that like, hey, I just got to be a Let's see how many times I can say cunt today.
Underutilized word.
Yeah.
Underutilized
in this
word.
country.
In this country, yes. Yeah, underutilized word.
We got that one guy from Ireland who's like, we say all the time.
It's a great word. And it doesn't mean what most people like say. It just means you're kind of a dick.
It does when I say it.
Yeah. Jim Jeffries made that pretty famous. He says it a lot. And the context is fantastic.
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Don't be a then.
Don't be a That's all you got to do. Yeah. Simple. It's simple. Yeah, so open mat today was fucking good, dude.
Dude, the open mat at Paul's is I don't remember the last time it was bad. It's like almost always just like killer. There's people from everywhere just coming in there to be savages.
Yeah, and I'm forcing myself to do more no gi. I didn't bring a gi this time. I just sat there and waited for someone to take their gi top off. Yeah. And it was like 99% gi in the room.
Well, you know, gi's dying, so...
Yeah, gi's dying. There's only a tournament with 10,000 competitors in it, but gi's like almost dead.
Yeah, it's almost dead. Next year, it won't even exist.
It won't even exist. Yeah. It's I have so much more fun in the gi. And honestly, like, no gi was actually nice because it's hot as hell in Paul's, and I ain't got a jacket or long pants on. Fuck yeah, dude. Sign me up.
You know that what's that? You know the meme where it's like the two hands like clasping hands or whatever because they like do the same thing or whatever. Yeah. It's like no gi grapplers and gi grapplers, and it's wearing something that you wouldn't wear in the streets because it's like, you know, that's always the excuse. It's like, I don't wear a gi in the bar.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, you also don't wear no gi gear in the bar.
Yeah, you don't wear a rash guard in the bar. Yeah,
so let's stop acting like you guys have that.
Your button down is gonna get fucked up. Oh my gosh. Yeah. What's your biggest fear about like getting into an altercation in a bar? What would be your biggest fear?
Honestly, it's like the legal stuff.
Yeah.
Because even if like you do like fuck up a guy who's like trying to be an asshole, like you never fucking know.
Yeah.
Like how you hear so many horror stories about like some guy defending himself and then he accidentally killed the guy.
Yeah. Didn't we have a guy, remember? I don't want to say his name on the show, but he trained with us
like years and years and years ago.
Yeah, he killed a dude. He was a bouncer. Yeah. Remember, he just gave him a 1-2 and the guy fell and
hit
bumped
his head.
Yeah,
and died. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that guy was like he was in a position where there were politics in play. So when they went after the guy, they went after him.
Yeah, and you just never know. Dude. Like it's like cool, you're a tough guy, whatever, but like you also could go to prison.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what I learned? I learned
But
this,
at least you won the fight.
You won the fight. I learned this in my divorce. I felt like
you hit her?
No. I never did. No. What was that? I'll never hit a woman, but I'll shake a bitch. I can't remember who said that. It was hilarious. But no, I learned this from my attorney when I was going through my divorce because I thought we made like a really good case. You know, we had deposition, we had all kinds of shit, right?
Yeah.
And I said I was really like enthusiastic when he and I got into the elevator alone.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was like the last thing, right? The court date, and then we're just waiting for the judge to make up his mind. And I asked him, I was like, so what do you think? And he looks over at me and he goes, it doesn't matter what I think. It just matters what kind of mood he's in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it doesn't matter. Like you could have all the justification in the world, but if the judge is just having a bad day, or maybe, you know, he was bullied when he was a kid. They should
replace judges with AI.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Just make it quantifiable.
But make it like Google AI, where they try to be all inclusive and they turn like Nazis into something they're not. So.
Yeah. A black Nazi.
Wait a minute. That's inclusion right there, pal. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I just missed my mouth. I hope you
it's
don't
a
have
first day with the new mouth.
Yeah.
Just don't get the shit on the electronics. Yeah. So yeah, I think, yeah, that, you know, when you get into an altercation or even if there's signs of an altercation, I really feel like you should think about that person could be in your life for 5 seconds, right? 5 minutes or the next 15 years.
Yeah. You know, honestly, like I can't, yeah, right. It's like knocking up a girl, sleeping with a girl at a bar.
Yeah.
She could be with you for 18 years.
you could be attached for a long time. Yeah, man. It's like any kind of road rage incident, stuff like that, man. You could either blow it off and be like, okay, my heart is pounding. I want to kill this guy, but I'm not going to give him the benefit, you know, of...
I'm going to rip him out of his window.
Yeah.
Not the door. I'm not going to open the door.
Oh, I fantasize about stuff like that a lot.
Yeah.
But I actually was in the Navy with a guy that got in trouble for doing that. Someone said something to his wife. It was in a parking lot. And I don't know, I mean, you know, when you're in the military, like it's really difficult to, you know, make ends meet sometimes.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of pressure, right? Because
Sure,
you start having family, stuff like that. And he must have been just having a bad day, you know? But someone said something to his wife and he pulled the guy out of the car and started, you know, working him over.
Yeah.
The thing that got him in trouble is the car window was shut when he pulled him out of the car. So he fucking put his fist through the window and yanked the guy out of his fucking car through the window. And
so he got in trouble for damage of property.
Yeah, damage of property and fucking the guy up in a
funny that was it. They're like,
the secondary
oh, no, we don't care. You needed to get your ass kicked, but you didn't have to break the window.
Totally deserved it. Yeah, no, but yeah, that's just the thing, man. I mean, and that guy that followed him, I mean, he got loss of rank and all that other shit that comes with it.
God, you should be allowed to hit people.
Yes, at least one.
Like
at
those,
least one a year.
God, man, I watch these like these prank YouTubers, and I'm like, man. Every single one of these guys, if they get hit, that guy should be like, oh, that's self-defense. I don't even care what the fuck it is.
Yeah, especially
I don't care.
Yeah, there's some guys, those pranksters that are, I mean, they could get shot. I mean,
One did. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
He was like a Uber Eats driver or some shit.
Yeah,
and then he just left.
He just left, and I wonder if he delivered the food.
I hope he did.
Yeah. I'd like to think it has a happy ending.
Yeah,
you know, the food got delivered, but he just blasted the dude in like a mall.
Yeah, just like shot him in the stomach or something.
Yeah,
Good,
and it was
him.
like super calm too. Like he didn't point it at his head. Nothing, just shot him right in the gut.
Yeah,
like whoa, and that dude was big too.
He was like trying to like stop him too. Like that was like the skit or whatever that he was doing, and it was just like fuck off.
What was the whole skit about? I don't know.
I don't even know.
Okay, yeah, because the guy was
just like stopping him, and he's like, hey, stop, stop. And he was like saying something like, touch my dick or something. Like,
oh,
creepy.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then the guy was like, yeah, leave me alone, and bam, fucking shot him. There's one dude that like he kind of harasses people, but he's making a joke.
Yeah.
But he's harassing like the wrong people.
Oh, I've seen one where they go down, like he goes like the hood.
Yes. Know? Yeah, this guy's and there's one dude pulled a gun out on him and it's a joke. He goes, you think do I look like I'm joking? Dude, yeah.
I saw one of those where the guy, in the hood ones, and then the guy shot him and then ran. He just shot the guy and ran.
Wow.
Because they don't give a fuck.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really, really stupid thing to do.
That's really stupid.
I feel zero empathy.
Yeah.
Empathy with it.
Yeah. If you're gonna prank people like that, like do it in Gilbert. You know what I mean?
You still might get shot, but it's by for a
different reason. Totally different reason. Yeah. And they'll probably turn themselves
These are guys who are like, man, I love having a pistol. I just wish I could use it on somebody.
Yeah, they haven't been like fighting for their lives their whole freaking life.
They're like, 2A, bro. I'm all for 2A.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't have a gun with the wet dream of shooting somebody.
I do not either. No. I don't think it's romantic to get into a gunfight.
No.
You know, that's fucking crazy, man. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. If it means like my life or, you know, one of my families, yeah, I'm definitely I'm gonna do something, you know, but certainly not going to, I don't sit there and hope that something happens.
Yeah. There's definitely guys out there like that.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
And they shouldn't have firearms.
They should not have firearms. Yeah. Yeah. Like anybody who open carries is a little suspect to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know it's our Second Amendment right. I totally respect it. But really?
You're a fucking dork.
You're a dork.
Yeah.
You're a real dork. Yeah. Yeah. And someone's going to take it from you. Because what are you going to do? pull it and shoot on somebody, you're fighting.
Well, that's what
You're
they
going
were
to prison.
talking about in like the concealed carry classes. Like the person who's open carrying is target number 1.
100%. That target number 2 is anyone wearing 5'11" pants.
Yeah,
I'm gonna shoot that fucking guy second. First is
because he's got one in his waistband.
Oh, he's got something. That's shoot me second pants.
He's got his switchblade in his pocket.
Yeah, he's got that switchblade, and guaranteed he's got a gun somewhere, and he's got the Glock sticker.
We might as well get alcohol because we already got demonetized.
What are you talking about? Why?
Because you can't talk about this shit on the internet.
Why not?
Because you get demonetized.
We're not monetized.
Yeah. Well, then why the hell can't I drink on this?
You can totally drink on this.
Alex said I'm not allowed to drink anymore.
You're not allowed. Don't have the bottles on the table. We have children watching, and we're talking about killing people.
You caught up to my point. I'm glad.
Hey, text Amy. Ask her to bring up the no, we don't have Blanton's here, do we? We have the Buffalo Trace. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You have to talk. Otherwise,
But why is this not okay to talk about?
Because everyone's gotten softer.
Tell me the guy with the 5'11" pants shouldn't get shot second.
I mean, if you're up to no good, it's open carry guy obviously has a firearm, so you got to eliminate that.
Got to take him out.
Yep. Guy with the 5'11" pants for sure.
100% second.
Yep. The guy with and
you'll know
I am the weapon. You don't have to worry about that guy.
You don't have to. And no. The one that has a UFC shirt that should say KFC. You don't have to worry about that cat.
Or alpha. Anything with alpha in it.
I am a weapon. I am an alpha. Yeah. That. Yeah.
If he has a lion on his shirt,
yeah,
you're good.
Yeah,
you're safe.
You're totally fine. You're totally fine. Actually, he might be someone to help like hold the door open. You know what I mean? Like, hey man, hold that door open, and he'd be like, okay. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like,
sir.
Just a nice guy. Just a nice fella. That just happens to be in the middle of my gunfight. Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. We were talking about Kelsey and I were talking about her class, like one of her like English or literature classes that she's taking right now. And one of the things that they were talking about were like changes in editions.
Okay.
Of like books. And one of the books changed something from like it was weapon to something else. Like they softened the word.
Oh, how do you soften weapon?
Well, because it was being used as a metaphor.
Okay,
I can't remember exactly what word they used to replace it.
They probably like used like some kind of tool reference.
Yeah, like that from weapon to tool or something like that. It was like that.
Yeah,
and
which I agree with. I mean, they're just tools.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I mean, it was just like, well, it's pretty obvious why they did that.
Yeah,
it's because it's not triggering.
Right.
Not as triggering.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's wild. And there's times like when I'm writing stuff, like emails or writing stuff, like I kind of think about the words that I'm using.
Yeah.
For the same reason, you know.
You write emails?
Oh, dude, all the time.
Really?
All the time. Yeah.
I write emails too, and I'm like, so my boss is like a wordsmith nerd. Like he just loves writing stuff.
Yeah.
Like emails. He's like our VP always talks about how he needs to be more succinct because he just loves He loves not when you say someone loves the sound of his own voice. Yeah. He loves the sight of his own typed out letters.
Yeah.
But like anytime I'll be like, hey, how do I say this without being a dick? Because I'm like really upset with somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey,
that's always a good one.
He's like my AI.
Yeah.
Because you can do that with AI. Maybe I should use AI more.
Instead of having everybody in your office know that you're a dick, just use AI.
Well, I'm like, this guy is fucking stupid. And I'm like, how do I tell him he's a fucking idiot?
Yeah.
Without telling him he's a fucking idiot?
How do I tell him he's a fucking idiot? Make it sound like his idea.
Yeah, exactly. I've gotten a lot better at it.
Yeah. God,
that's the shitty part about corporate and life in general, right? You can't really just tell people they're fucking stupid.
Yeah, I work for a girl named Melanie. Shit, man, years ago.
What's her last name and social security number?
Right before I moved here. And she's one of the best bosses I've ever had. She's super tough, super smart. And she told me once, she goes, don't ever send an email when you're angry, hungry, or horny. She goes, give it 24 hours and then send it because you're going to say the wrong thing. And that was a valuable lesson because there were times when I'd be like so angry. And I was working like she was my boss, but I worked for contractor. I worked under contract. You know what I mean? So I was at the beck and call of like 5 different people, right? But I reported to Melanie and they were like outside of my company, the other people. So a lot of times it was like, I didn't feel like, because I was a project manager and I didn't feel like I was doing my job as much as I was collecting evidence.
Okay.
because at the end of projects, everybody's like, oh, we're behind and it's your fault and it's costing the customer this much money. So we're going to come after your company. So I had to prove that there was like a chain of events that led to us being in the situation that we are. And it's not all my fault.
Right.
You know what I mean? I hated that part of it. I fucking hate it. Like, why can't we just all work together?
But what's better when someone's like, why the fuck did you do this? Blah, blah, blah. And you're like, well, here's your email.
I know.
Where you told me to do this.
Yeah. And I'm such a prick. I would print them out.
Yeah.
And this is the one you sent on this date. Oh, no, that's this one. You sent that one after. You know what I mean? That kind of shit. But I hate
per your previous email.
If we spent less time trying to fuck each other over, we'd probably deliver a better product to the customer.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Because there was like, an infinite amount of trades out there, the painters and the drywallers and the
we have this new department, not new department. It's an old department with almost entirely new staff. And I don't know who trained the new staff, but like they are like constantly trying to fucking throw each other under the bus.
Hey, honey.
Ask and ye shall receive.
You're the best. You're the best.
Totally not sponsored by Buffalo Trace, but we would take the endorsement.
We would certainly take the endorsement. Amy Slater Martinez, everybody.
Right, world champion.
World champion.
World champion.
I have sex with a world champion, boys. Just so you know. As often as I can. Thank you, sir. Buffalo Trace.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Brother. You know how this fucking works.
Woo, let's do it.
We should probably talk about that too.
Buffalo Trace?
Worlds.
Oh, Worlds. Yeah, that was fun.
Just so everyone knows, we did actually record in Vegas, and we were both like half asleep.
It was the worst hour that we've ever spent together.
It was like I was like, oh God, we have to go do this.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, to be fair, like I went on Thursday, which is day one.
Yeah.
And then there wasn't a time. I was drinking the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, but I don't think it was the booze that got to you. I think it was the food, because you were eating like a fucking Viking, dude. You and Amy split a pizza.
Yeah, I should have ate the whole pizza.
But that was after you ate, I think. I think you ate some.
No, I timed the food right.
Did you? Okay.
I didn't like eat and then be like, oh, I need to go eat again because we're all eating again.
And then we had buckets of sushi the next day.
Oh.
And then we had a steak the night of the podcast recording, which was
so
much food.
I was drunk when we walked in the
me
door
too.
there.
Me too.
My God.
Yeah. I knew we were in bad shape when like even like waiters like, yeah, anyway, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I
didn't even order a drink there.
I think I had an old fashioned. I think. I was hammered.
I came pre-drunk. But man, did we have a good time there?
Yeah, it was a great time.
Mark and Alex.
They
did a killer job.
Yeah, they did. They did. What was the name? Spark. What was the name of the?
Ooh, I don't know. It's the one that's in the Westgate. I don't.
Yeah,
the
steakhouse.
It's good.
So good.
It was really good. I was really impressed because like I don't know if I've told the story here, but I've been to a Cut. Is that what it's called? It's like that. I think it's. Doesn't matter. It's one of those like really expensive steakhouses. I think it's at like the Paris Hotel or whatever.
Yeah.
Or the Venetian or something.
The Venetian.
Yeah. Maybe that's where it was. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. But I was like, it's like one of those like $100 steaks is like the cheap steak.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh, this thing is really fatty and like really like I don't enjoy like steaks that are half fat because
was it like a Wagyu kind of thing or Wagyu? How do you say it? I don't know.
Wagyu?
Wagyu?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. It was just like a regular steak. But like I think generally a lot of people like fatty steaks because they're a lot of flavor. But like it was just like chewing on fat.
I don't mind like a marbled steak, but I don't like it super fatty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If there's like an inch of fat around the sides.
Honestly, I'd rather have a really lean steak than a really fatty steak.
Yeah.
You know, it's not my thing.
Well, at Spark, that was the name. I think it was Spark. Doesn't that sound right?
No.
Fuck. Okay. So anyway, but the steakhouse, you could either order a 9-ounce filet, which I did, or a 22-ounce fucking ribeye.
No, they had like a 4 or 6 ounce, and then as we were going through everything, I'm
4
like,
or 6 ounces is not going to happen.
I want the big one.
I know, yeah.
I want the big one.
Yeah, 4 or 6 ounce was not going to happen.
But God, that shit melted.
So good.
Just melted in your mouth. It was super tender, but it wasn't super fatty.
Right. Yeah.
That's why I was like, that was a good steak.
Yeah. Well, fillets for the most part are pretty tender. I mean, pretty not fatty, pretty lean. Yeah. So it was 3 days? 3 days in Vegas. 4 days? 4 days, 3 nights?
Yeah, because we were there. We came up Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and left Sunday.
Left Sunday, yeah.
Thank God we didn't stay till Monday. I was over it.
I was done, dude. And you know the funny part is this is the first time we did not go out.
It's called
Edge, yeah. This is the first time we did not go out.
Yeah, the only time we left was we went to the liquor store.
Yep.
And then going to the venue. That was it.
And then the donut / bagel place. Mm-hmm. But that was like a walk.
That's basically at the convention center.
Yeah. And then basically every night we just ate at the hotel and crashed. I kind of liked it.
Dude, I'm like, I've done the Vegas thing. Like there is nothing appealing about the Vegas Strip to me.
No.
Like anymore. Like I don't like to gamble. I don't like being around cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like everywhere there.
Yeah.
And
including the Westgate.
If you've never been to Vegas, the entire town, like the Vegas part of town, is like the trashiest part of Nevada.
It's awful. Yeah.
It is disgusting. And I don't mean like trashy as in like, oh, girls are in underwear. Like, no. I mean trashy as in like it's ghetto, it's dirty,
garbage,
everything's sticky, there's trash everywhere.
Yep.
It is a disgusting part of town.
Yep.
And then you drive 15 minutes and you're in Henderson and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. And West Vegas is nice too.
Yeah.
Yeah, West Vegas is really nice.
Yeah, that's where Summer Haven or I can't remember the town. It's like right where Red Rocks is.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous part of town.
Yeah. I went to the Academy like 2 years ago and the year prior to that to train because we were going kind of later in the week. And it was at the Academy with Honey Badger. And that area that he's in is really nice.
Is it? Yeah.
His Academy is really nice too.
It reminds me a lot of like Mesa.
Yeah.
Where there's like really trashy, and then all of a sudden you're in like $1 million homes.
Yep.
And then really trashy and then $1 million homes.
Yep.
It's like
just drive a couple blocks.
Yeah, it's so crazy, like that town.
Yeah. I remember I took Jade with me to Vegas in 2010. I was doing a triathlon out there. And I took her and we got there early.
Yeah.
And I took her to the Strip during the day on purpose. And it was October, so it was kind of nice.
See how gross it
is?
So
she could see how freaking disgusting it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, this place is a dump. I'm like, yeah.
So I told you about the what is it? The Ferris wheel thing? The big the giant one, the biggest one in the world, I think.
Is it?
I think so. It's they always have some like this is the biggest or the fastest or
they
whatever.
I'm not gonna check.
Yeah.
You can tell me
sure, okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, believe you. Just like the Edge Steakhouse is the best steakhouse in Vegas.
It's not even worth the Google.
It might be. I don't know.
Could be. Best one I went to in Vegas.
Of the three. One of which was Outback.
Yes. That's right. Yeah.
Because Dave Thomas loves his Outback.
He does love his Outback.
I think he just likes steak.
Shout out to DT.
Yeah. He spent more than we did. He got the 2-pound steak.
He did. He did.
That silly bastard.
Oh, man.
He let the marijuana talk on that one.
Yeah. So day one.
Hold on. Go back to the whole idea about the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
So we went and did the Ferris wheel. It takes a half hour.
Okay.
And you're stuck in this bitch.
It's just one loop, right?
Yeah.
One turn.
Yeah, and it literally doesn't stop. Like because that's how it goes so slow that when you get to the loading unloading area, it's just like slowly moving. So you just walk off of it.
Oh, okay. Can you do it twice if you want?
I mean, I'm sure if they let
probably
you.
Wouldn't want, right?
You don't. After the first time, you're like, well, got that out of my system. Never need to do that again. That's why I try to talk you guys out of it.
But is there like an open bar in it or anything?
No, nothing. It's just a big bubble.
That sucks. I wouldn't want to do that.
But we did it during the day. Guess what you see on Vegas during the daytime when you're way above? You see the top of a bunch of ugly buildings. They don't decorate the top of those fucking buildings.
No, they don't.
You're looking down on like air conditioning units and like it's like the ugly. There's nothing to see.
Is that a dead body?
Right. It's a dead hooker.
It's a dead. Oh my god. Oh shit.
It's like oh yeah, I could see during at night where you see all the lights because you can't really see the top of the roofs.
Yeah,
but like during the day.
That's why it's important to go there. It's important to go there and see it during the day.
Yeah.
Just so you're not fucking around at night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to know that there's a lot of bad shit around that strip.
I mean, honestly, the trick is like, don't expect anything and don't be in a hurry.
No.
Like if you need to be somewhere, don't go to the strip.
Yeah. And if you can see it from the strip and it looks close, it's not.
No. Yeah, that is true.
It's not.
You can see like the Luxor from like the far end.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, we could walk
totally
there.
Make that walk.
I mean, you can.
Fuck,
it'll take you all day.
Yeah.
It's a long, and plus there's like, it's not like there's just a straight shot. Sometimes you have to go like up and over on the bridges.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to go like in buildings to go around.
Yeah.
And like, It's not a straight shot.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of when I was there. Oh, you know what? It was December last year. I was there with for my buddy's
20th birthday.
No, it was his bachelor party. And they still had the racetrack set up. You're for the Grand Prix, whatever. The F1 racetrack. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So the cabbies were telling me that they had basically like a tax on everything.
Yeah.
So he says, I go to this Circle K every morning to get coffee before I start my shift.
Yeah.
And he says, coffee's like, $2.80 or whatever the hell he said.
Yeah.
He goes, it was $11 when the race was here. And he looked at the guys like, I'm not paying $11 for this.
Yeah.
But they put a tax on everything.
Yeah. My understanding was like the town itself was not happy about this.
No. Nobody
it doesn't
was.
bring shit to anybody.
No. It's all about
it made some politician rich, probably.
Probably. Yeah. And it's good for the race. But I mean,
fuck them. Who cares?
Yeah. But the hotels are full all the time anyway.
Yeah.
There's always a convention going on, multiple conventions going
I'm not
on.
worried about how good those hotels are doing.
No, I'm not either.
They were probably doing fine during COVID. They were probably still turning a profit.
Probably. Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Well, especially with the online gambling shit that they pretty much control. So
yeah.
It's pretty
easy. It's just, I don't know. Either way, that town is gross. And
it's gross.
I just like, you can only drink and be debaucherous for so many times.
Yeah.
I sound like an old man.
No,
but
it gets old.
So old.
It gets old. We're there so often. It just fucking gets old.
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah. Like, that's why you won't find, unless they're like showing people around, you're not going to find locals on the strip area.
They either work there or they're showing their family around.
Yeah. I kind of missed going to Fremont. I do enjoy going to Fremont. Just because it's like people watching and we're buying booze like out of a grocery store or whatever the hell.
The nice way to put this is it's a different demographic, a little bit lower socioeconomic status. So
my people.
A little bit more fun.
Way more fun.
People take their shit a little less serious there.
Yeah.
Which makes it more fun.
Yeah.
Because Vegas, everyone is like thinks they're dressed like they think they're like hot shit.
Yeah.
They're like, this is my finest clothes. You're like, you're in the grossest town. Congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I'm like, I bring t-shirts and shorts every fucking time. I'm not fucking bringing a button-down shirt to Vegas.
I always bring I bring one pair of jeans.
Yeah. I brought a pair of jeans.
Just in case.
Yeah.
But I did bring a button-down shirt. But didn't use it. Didn't need it.
I needed the jeans because it was fucking cold as hell everywhere we were.
Dude. I wore my hoodie thinking I was like gonna cut weight while I was coaching and stuff for the first day.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's just cold.
Just cold.
I remember we were sitting there waiting for Sierra to go, and I'm like moving my legs because I'm like getting all fucking cold.
Yeah. Yeah. So we get there day one, and it is chaos, man. It looked like it
was busier than last year.
Yeah. It looked like. Imagine you're going through, you're at an airport and everybody's trying to check into their flight at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just chaos. The line was zigzag. We didn't know which line was which. You know what I mean? So it was like, there's a black belt line. There's a competitor line. There's a, what is it? The, families, whatever, whoever.
They had like the regular spectator which is over
line,
by the entry. And then they had the competitors and the black belt line. First of all, IBJJF, we fucking pay money to get a card.
Yeah.
Just, if we wear our lanyard, that should be our entry.
Yeah.
So we don't have to fucking stand in a line.
No.
And I told you about like how so I competed and then I needed a coach. So I'm like, okay, I need to go get my wristband. So I go over there to get my coach's wristband and the guy's like, it doesn't say coach on your registration. I'm like, since when was that an option? Do I need to go click a button? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And then the next day, the girl's just like, oh, here you go.
I honestly don't know how I would put somebody down as a coach for my academy.
Yeah. I texted Paul, and I was like, hey, can you put me down as a coach? I don't understand. They're like telling me I don't have coach in my. He's like, I'll try. I'm like,
I don't know how.
Yeah. He's like, he didn't even know that was a thing either.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this guy was just full of shit. I don't know. He's probably, and it was like the end of the day. Who cares?
Oh my God.
And then I was like, you know what? Fuck off. All right. So I go in there and I'm just like, I just walk past. That's at the point where like the security's like, I don't care.
Shit. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I told you about the guy who he had like just competed. So like when you compete, they make you rip off your lanyard or not your lanyard, but your little bracelet thing, right? Mm-hmm. So they rip off the bracelet, and then he has to go coach. And he's got his daughter in his hand, in his arms, like a little daughter, and he's like trying to get in the coach's area. He's like, my guy's going right now. He's like, I need to go coach him. And he's like, you don't have a wristband. And he's like wearing his gi and black belt.
Oh my God.
With his kid, and he's like, you guys just made me rip off the wristband.
Yeah.
And now you're not gonna let me go through? And he walked away and he's like, you know what? Fuck you. And I'm like, I agree with that guy.
Yeah, I agree with the fuck you. Yeah.
Because there's not really anything stopping any black belt from getting one of those wristbands, which
in that guy's defense, he's probably making $12 an hour, $13 an hour, depending whatever the hell it is. And he doesn't give a fuck, first off.
Yeah.
And second, he's being told no wristband, no entry. That's it. So
if
it's not really on him.
If I had that job and I was getting paid that much, I'd be like, I don't give a fuck. They can fire me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
and any other, okay, I can't speak for any other because I haven't been to all of them, but most of the events that I've been to, IBJJF, other than Worlds, you don't even check in.
Well, only the big tournaments have that like coaching thing, that coaching like row, which is really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
but even as a competitor, I don't fucking check in. Like I just go and
I don't think the only reason you have to check in is so you get the free entry. It's not like it's telling like the mat coordinator that you're in the building.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just so you get the wristband.
But that's horseshit. You have that QR code. You should be able to scan your phone as you walk in.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So you don't have to wait in fucking 2 lines.
Yeah, that'd be so easy. They're just sitting there, beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
And who gives a fuck?
It's probably honestly a convention center thing.
Probably. Yeah.
It probably has nothing to do with the IBJJF. But yeah, like most venues, like you just walk in the venue.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I think you have to pay. I mean, I'm sure it's not cheap to book the Las Vegas Convention Center.
No, dude. Fuck no. And then walking there is always a treat because you leave the lobby from the West Gate, kind of out the side.
I had to be in 110 degrees for 100 feet. I was very upset about that.
Yeah. So you got to snake around the hotel, go kind of out the back.
Yeah.
You know, walk across the little
service road,
and then go up the escalator, and then you start your hike to the venue, right? You know, and they shortened it. Remember we said have to go in, then go left, and then go around, and they shortened it. Now we're just turning right, but it's still, I'd say it's a good half-mile walk.
Yeah, sure, yeah,
right,
something like that.
Yeah, so good half-mile walk.
At least because I mean it's not direct,
right?
Because there's still some weaving.
Yeah,
I bet it's a little over that, but yeah, about a half mile.
Yeah, and I think a couple things that I noticed is the IBJJF being behind the times. Like it's like Times Square. Okay. You know, when you come out of the subway into Times Square, you're like, whoa, you're looking around, you're like, this is incredible. You know, seeing all the lights and all the billboards and all the signage. Yeah. And then you look down, you're like, ugh, what the fuck? Fucking trash everywhere. Yeah. It's not like thrown garbage. It's like packaged garbage. And their garbage runs 24/7 in New York. That's why, like, you know, with the unions and stuff, if they were to stop the garbage, it would be utter chaos. Yeah. But that's kind of like the IBJJF. You're like, whoa, this is a fucking cool venue. Wow, look at, they have 32 mats or whatever the hell it was. And they have all of these little booths, like all the, you know, legends in the sport are just, you know, shaking hands and kissing babies.
Yep.
And then you're like,
kissing hands and shaking babies.
Yeah, shaking babies. And then you're in the bullpen and like, that guy's got a fucking clipboard with 3 sheets of paper on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, haven't we gotten past this?
Like, why isn't there like an iPad?
Yeah, why isn't it? Yes, exactly. And then if somebody's not there, they're like calling this guy. There's got to be a better way, dude. There's got to be a better way because there's a language barrier. There are a lot of the mat coordinators are from Brazil,
right?
And a lot of the people are not that are competing. I'm not saying they're just from the U.S. They're from around the world,
right?
And there is a language barrier.
It's interesting because there's a lot of like competitors like, okay, so like, I mean, it's easy to think that like, okay, you have to deal with either Portuguese or English. That's not the case, especially at these big tournaments. There's people from Japan, people from Mexico, people from Chile. Like the guy I fought was from Chile. Like
from Panama.
Yeah.
Like a guy from Panama.
Yeah. Like there's tons of people from all over the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's the biggest tournament in the world.
Yep. And there's just got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. And when I see clipboards and paper, I'm like, that's a recipe for disaster. What if you lose one?
Sure.
or the clipboard gets misplaced.
Yeah.
There's no coming back from that.
They should they should figure out how to the problem is, so what I was going to say is they should just have notifications on your phone.
Yeah.
They should have an app, an IBJJF app, and it just gives you a notification, hey, you need to check in now.
Yeah.
And then you go to check in, and it tells the mat coordinator that you checked in. Now they know you're in the bullpen. The problem is, same problem we have at Bell Bank or whatever the hell it is, Legacy. There's not enough bandwidth to handle 1,000 cell phones trying to get service, plus spectators.
Yeah.
So if they can figure that out, like maybe like have a code, well, no, because then everyone would share the code with all of their friends and family, and then everyone, I don't know. That's my first idea, but like there is that bandwidth limitation that happens.
Yeah.
And you see it in Vegas. Your service sucks ass in Vegas because everyone is on their phone in Vegas.
Yep.
So you're sharing the limited bandwidth with, 1 million people.
Yeah, I got pretty lucky. I was having I call it success. I was able to connect pretty easily.
Yeah.
But there's been times when I had no fucking
Well, I think
signal.
we were lucky because the nice part about Worlds is it starts on Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, it's not a big problem until Friday evening, Saturday.
Yeah.
And Saturdays and during the weekend it's not even bad until the evening.
Yeah.
Because everyone's fucking passed out in their hotel room for the most part.
Yeah. The bullpens were disgusting again.
Surprise.
So disgusting. The coaches area was way better.
Yeah.
Than it was last year.
Some areas were better. If you notice, on the far end, there was the coaches row, but then there was space behind the chairs before the barricade, so you didn't have to walk in front of everybody. You could walk behind them and then walk over the seat, and then you're in your seat.
Yep.
But and then on the side that you and I competed on, it was kind of just like last year, where it was
a little
right
chaotic.
up against the barricade.
Yeah. I think I think a lot of the reffing was good, and some of it was bad.
Yeah, and we were talking about this at the Phoenix Open, how they must have had training day.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of bad reffing at the Phoenix Open.
Yeah. And a lot of people checking the earpiece.
Yeah. And we've talked about that, where they rely on that a little too much.
Yeah.
But it don't get me wrong, it's probably a fucking nightmare to get. You probably need 100 good refs.
Oh my God, yeah.
For Worlds,
yeah.
because you have Jiu-Jitsu Con going on, and then you have 40 mats.
Yep.
For Worlds.
Mm-hmm. And you got to have at least 2 refs per mat because they need breaks.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And not all of them are good.
No. And here's the thing. I don't mind somebody getting their training in. Next year they'll be better, and the year after they'll be better. But it's just tough to watch sometimes when I don't know. I'm not really a person that yells at the refs unless it's really egregious. Like last year, for example, Paul Nava I think he was in the final at Worlds, and he got beat by that guy. Gosh, I can't remember his name. He looks like a mad scientist.
Yeah. The Italian guy.
Yeah. So, but Paul's playing the guy's
Paul beat
lapel.
him this year though.
Yeah.
In the semis.
Yeah. So Paul's playing lapel against him.
Oh God, yeah. I remember
and then they
this,
stand him up and have him fix the lapels.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
He had his lapel.
Yeah. He was playing the lapel and you're taking it away. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know all the rules, but that one looked like bullshit.
Yeah. That's stupid.
And I'm not saying it's a biased call. I'm saying it was a bad call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there was a lot of bad calls. One in particular, Kelsey and I were waiting. I can't remember. It doesn't really matter. We were waiting for someone to go, and we were on this mat, and it was these two, this was Masters 6 or some shit, old guys.
Yeah.
Your division or something.
Easy.
But one of the guys was they were I can't. This poor girl is telling him all right, we need to reset. And then she's like, how when they're trying to reset him in the position, and the guy is just arguing. He's like, no, I had this. No, I had this.
Yeah.
No, I had this.
Yeah.
So then she stops and tells them, hey, pull the
tape.
Pull the tape and see where they're at.
Yep.
Then they come back and she's like, nope, this is where you're going.
Yep.
And they're still arguing.
Yeah. At some point, you just stand up and go, Kombach. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You
fuck them.
Fucking go.
Fuck them. And it turns out that both those guys got disqualified.
A double DQ?
Yeah, because
in that fight?
Afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Because of all of the bullshit.
All the arguing?
So afterwards, I think it went to decision, maybe. I can't remember exactly, but one guy has to win, right?
Yep.
So one guy gets his hand raised, and the other guy's basically fuck him, fuck you, and I don't know, he wasn't saying it, but they were kind of pushing, like he went to go slap his hand. The guy's like, fuck you, and like walks off. And like, that guy's like, what was his deal? You know how they all think they're on the right.
Right.
And it was just like a fucking like shit show. And this poor girl, like, cause she's just like, you could tell she's like in her 20s or something like that. I didn't see anything bad that she did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except had to deal with these two fucking idiots.
Yeah. One thing I did like is at the end of matches, if there was any question, the referee would stand there and he wouldn't call a winner and he'd wait for the decision, because I think they review some of those. I think the ref can request a review. And there were times when it would take like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that may not seem like a lot of time, but when you're sitting there and like Amy was waiting to get her hand raised.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sitting there like...
ready to jump the barricade.
She's going to get screwed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is like, she's clearly the winner.
Yeah.
Right? And they're just sitting there. I don't know what they were waiting for, but it took them a while to raise her hand.
Be like, the name says Martinez, but she's white.
Yeah.
How can we fuck her?
Let's disqualify her. Just for that. Yeah.
No,
Have you seen her husband?
He's ugly. And I saw him try to pass this guy's deep half by smashing his face.
You know what, man? As I'm doing that, I had my knee on his face. And I'm thinking to myself, this is how I'm going to be remembered. Like, I don't want to be remembered.
What's his coach's name or his teammate's name? The Asian guy?
Oh, Mark Vives.
Mark.
Yeah, from Tag
Mark's
Team.
a good dude. I remember when you fought him at Nationals.
Yeah.
He looked bigger than you then. He's even bigger now.
Bro, and he's not that big.
Yeah.
I bet he walks around 175.
You hear that, Mark? You're small.
He's just a fucking tank, dude.
Yeah. Oh, God. He looks like a fucking tank.
And you know when you grab somebody and you're like, oh, I got this. Nope.
Yeah.
I
You
didn't
grab
feel
him
that
and
way.
it's like grabbing a mountain.
Yeah,
You're
I
like,
grabbed
he
him.
didn't move.
I grabbed him and it's like, is his gi made out of muscle? Because holy shit, dude. And he's been around a long time.
Yeah.
And he's a really cool dude. And man, he fucking brings it. And I'm 0-3 against Tag Team.
Yeah.
0-3. Mark, no, actually 0-2. I never fought his other friend, but Mark and I believe the guy's name is Dennis that I fought.
The one that you were fucking up his face?
I'm sorry, Dennis. I'm sorry. I had a lot on my mind. And
I was stressed out, okay?
And I hate deep half. And I was like, I'm gonna punish this guy. And I thought he would break. I honestly thought he did not break. He was bloody.
Yeah.
Like I was like, and I just sat there at the end and I just apologized. I'm like, I'm so sorry. This is not who I am.
I'd be like, yes,
but
it is.
apparently
yes, it is. He's
right?
an asshole.
No, but seriously, like. I it's almost like something that amplifies who you really are, right? Competition kind of brings out who you really are. Maybe I am a prick, you know?
Yeah.
But that's the first person I've ever tried to punish.
Yeah.
To get him to break. You know what I mean? Normally I push the pace and try to get him to break, like not psychologically, but
just tire him out.
Cardiovascular.
Just drag him into deep water.
Yeah, and this dude would not fucking break.
It's hard to do that in deep half.
Yeah.
He's just casual.
Yeah.
As long as he can hold you there.
Yeah. And he made a few mistakes that I didn't capitalize on. There was a knee bar there. There's the toe hold that I didn't
The
jump on.
problem with the knee bar there is you're just as likely to get swept and taken.
Or get my back taken. Yeah. So if I fail knee bar and he comes up, there's still 2.
Yeah, you're fucked.
So I thought, well, maybe I'll jump on it with like just a few seconds left, maybe 10, 15 seconds left, and then I fell.
Yeah. Then he swept you.
Yeah. And when he swept me, he was like, well, I think they just gave him advantage because I popped up. But when he put me on my butt and I'm scrambling, he's like, fuck yeah. I was like, good on you, man.
You can get a penalty for that.
No, but he did that. He yelled, fuck yeah, because I made him earn it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he did. He earned it. He earned that win. And I don't know how far he got, though.
Yeah.
I don't know how far I got after that, but there's some killers waiting for you, man. Even at the old guy
that's the one you lost. You won one.
Thank you.
One.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Hey, I lost my first round again.
Yeah.
So.
My first round was a guy. I kind of thought that was him based on the patch on his back, but hey, there could be a bunch of people.
Yeah.
You know,
you never fucking know.
Never know. And he looked bigger than me.
I always think I'm bigger than I am.
Right.
So I'll look at guys in the bullpen. I'm like, that's my guy, and then it's this guy. I'm like,
yeah. So he looked bigger than me, so I thought, oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
And then he's standing there with a fucking what do they call that thing with that holds your phone that doesn't
the selfie stick thing?
Yeah. Well, it's not a selfie stick, but it kind of moves as you move.
I don't fucking know what it's called. You're asking the wrong person.
It keeps the phone steady while you move on this little handle. And
what a fucking dork.
Well, he's filming like in the bullpen.
Yeah.
And then he's filming his way walking out, and he's filming. I'm like, this guy's not focused. I'm going to win.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to lose against someone who's not focused, right? So, I don't even know how I beat him. Was it points?
Probably. You don't submit people.
Was it points? Oh, yeah. No, I took his back.
You only beat bad people.
I only beat bad people. According to Tojo, I only beat bad people. Everybody I beat, you're like, oh, he sucked. Okay, fuck, man.
To anybody who's lost to him, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, I can't even,
Doug.
I can't even
Sorry,
enjoy.
Jay.
I can't even enjoy the win. He's like, oh, that guy sucked. Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh my
You
God.
should have won.
Well, like I said, I'd tell you that the guy you beat sucked, but you haven't beat anybody, so it's been a minute.
That poor guy from fucking California is like, fuck you.
You lost your first match.
I did.
No. You lost it for yourself.
I did. No, I understand.
Tell us about that.
I don't want to talk about
No,
it.
let's talk about that because you just shit all over the guys that I beat.
Yeah, that's true. So like, I mean, honestly, like, when I rewatched it, the match was going better than I thought it was.
Oh yeah, it's going great.
Like when in my mind of minds, like I was like, as I was going through this match, I'm like, this guy is fucking me up.
Nope.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Nope.
It was a really good match.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I think we were doing really, really fucking good.
Yep.
And then at the very end, it was tied. I think it was like 2-2 advantage or something like that. So I'm like, oh shit, we're tied. I need to get an advantage. And I had him in close guard, I think.
Yeah, because I think that you thought he scored. No, he did, but they pulled the points back.
Right.
And that's when we started yelling, no points, no points.
And then because I think I had like almost reserved myself to like, well, I'm not going to fucking score from here.
Right.
So, and then I was like, I realized that we were tied and I was like, oh, all I need is an easy advantage.
Yep.
So I threw on an omoplata from close guard because it's the easiest fucking fake submission there is.
Yep.
Just kidding, Q.
Unless you're Q. Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, like, I think the majority of people have a relatively low finish rate for omoplatas.
Yeah.
But it is a good position.
Yeah. I finished a few.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good, it's one of those submissions that's a position also.
100%.
Right, because you can use it to sweep
Yep.
really easily. Same with like triangles in
Yep.
a lot of cases, right? But I mean, so I threw on this omoplata just expecting to get the advantage, and that was it. Like, and I wasn't really trying to finish him.
It was deep, though.
It was pretty deep.
Yep.
And then so I throw this omoplata on, and I'm like, I'm in it enough
And
where
you
I
had that wrist lock, too.
yeah, I threw it on, and I was like, I'm in it enough where I know I'm going to get the advantage, right?
Yeah.
And he starts slowly kind of like limp arming his arm out.
Yeah.
So I have his sleeve, like I have the sleeve grip, and I start trying to fold his fucking wrist in half, and I'm like, his hand is like almost touching his forearm, and I'm like, you son of a bitch, just tap, just tap. But then I'm like, so I'm holding him in that position. I'm not going to let him out. And then I hear the buzzer go off because I remember looking up at the clock. I'm like, or not the clock,
But you were beyond the out of bounds. You were almost on the other mat.
I was like on the yellow or whatever
Yeah.
color it is.
Yeah, the yellow.
Where like it's just off the mat technically. So I was there, and I remember being like, I looked over at the mat, and I'm like, oh, it's even.
Yeah.
Okay, so I throw this omoplata on, and I'm like, I have like, I think it was like 12 seconds or 11 seconds when I last looked. I was like, okay, I just have to hold him for 10 seconds in an omoplata. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm holding him, trying to fold his wrist in half, trying to get the, maybe I can get the tap, right?
Yep.
And then I hear the buzzer go off. So I let go and release to let him up. And then everyone's like, keep going.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck.
Yep.
Like I realized that that was the mat next door.
Yep.
That,
the problem was when you released the omoplata and you rolled backwards, he was beyond your guard.
Right.
So they gave him advantage for that.
For the pass.
Yeah,
or the almost pass.
The almost pass.
Because it was like 2 seconds left
and
on
we're
our
like,
mat.
oh no.
So we both got an advantage for the submission. I should have got 2 advantages.
You should have got for the wrist lock and the omoplata.
But nobody respects the wrist lock.
Nobody respects
everybody.
Nobody respects the wrist lock.
But anyway, so yeah, and then it went to a decision, and the ref gave it to him for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I think you guys were saying that like most of the people who ended up on top got the choice from that ref.
You know, one thing I noticed, and this is something that people can educate me on, is there were people playing half guard, and they would go to the far side Kimura,
mm-hmm.
and they would start applying the Kimura,
Mm-hmm.
but which means they got to turn their hip and kind of opens up their guard.
Yeah.
And then people would get past their guard.
Yeah.
Get out of the Kimura and end up in side control. And they weren't getting passing points. I saw it happen 3 different times. 3 different times.
Because they were like essentially, we talked about this. So, like they were like defending the Kimura by passing your guard.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. And then they limp arm out, and then it's no points.
I'm not
like,
100% on how the points or rules should work or do work in that particular situation.
Yeah.
We should ask someone who's smarter than us.
Well, we asked
which is a
Italo.
lot of people.
We asked Italo, and Italo was like, "Yeah, I don't know."
No, we didn't.
That's funny.
I don't.
Yeah.
Did we ask Italo? I know we asked him about the puking after the match.
Oh, that's the one we asked him about. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, I don't know.
because someone may or may not have thrown up right after the clock went out
Bro, that and
and ran off the mat.
ran off the mat, and it's just gross.
Which, by the way, people get penalized for that.
Yeah.
Because that happened to, God, who the fuck was it? It was at Worlds or Pans. It was one of the big tournaments where like a guy won, or he thought he won, before they raised the hands, and he ran out and like gave his coach a hug or whatever, like off the mats, and then came back in, got a penalty, and it happened to be like the third penalty, so he gave 2 points to the other guy, and then the other guy won.
Serves you right.
Yeah, you fuck.
Serves you right.
But you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
oh God, what an asshole.
Yeah.
Could you imagine what that ref was thinking? He's like, oh, I'm gonna fuck this guy.
Yeah. I can't wait to tell everybody what I did to this guy. Shit.
Yeah, I was so mad at myself.
Yeah.
I remember I sat the entire next match just sitting behind that little like fucking sign, the little zebra mats or whatever the ad sign was. And then I walked off and went and changed. And I didn't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I knew I lost that one. I lost that one. He didn't win it. I
Yeah.
mean, he did everything he should have too.
Oh, sure. Of
Yeah.
course. Of
I'm
course he did.
Not to take away from him, but like I gave him that.
He kept
match.
going, and
Yeah.
then it cost you. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were. I felt the same way, man. I just sat there, like I try to play it off like no big deal, but inside I'm like, I can't believe my day's over.
Yeah.
You
I don't
know?
mind losing.
No,
I don't mind
I mean,
losing.
It happens.
If I get got or I lose by points or whatever, it fucking happens.
Yeah.
I don't mind losing.
Mhm.
I don't mind. What pisses me off is when I do something stupid to lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I could have won that.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I think that match was yours.
Yeah.
And just kind of.
Yeah. To be fair, I should have got the nod for at least for that wrist lock.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
But yeah, I was really fucking upset with myself for that one.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
I know you were trying to like bring a little levity, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking hear it.
I didn't want to say shit.
Yeah.
Until you mentioned it. I was like, thank you, because yes.
Green light. All right.
Yep.
You fucking sucked that one up.
You stunk the whole place up. No, we it's just hard, man. I have to say, am I in good enough shape to get to the final? Yeah.
Mhm.
Am I technically good enough to get there? Maybe.
Yeah.
But the reality is, you can't be mad at the results you don't get for the work you didn't put in.
Sure. Yeah.
And you being upset makes sense
Mhm.
because you put in so much fucking work. You were training like a fucking madman. You were
Yeah.
getting yourself in shape. You were on weight way before the tournament.
Right.
And you did the work. So
Yeah.
I can understand you being upset. I've never seen you tear up over a fucking jiu-jitsu match at all. But I would understand if you did because you put in the work. I did not.
The last time that happened to me was Pans when I was a white belt.
Yeah.
Where I was like super upset with myself because I convinced myself, which is I honestly is what you should do. I convinced myself that tournament was mine.
Oh yeah. No, I've
because
done
I
that.
trained my fucking ass off for it.
Yep.
And I'm like, there's no way that anybody can beat me.
Yep.
And then I lost. And then I was super fucking upset.
Yeah.
That was the last time
Yeah.
that happened before that.
I used to tell Amy when I was a blue belt, like I'd give her a hug before my match, and I'd tell her like, I know I'm not gonna be undefeated.
Sure.
I know that, but I'm not losing to that fucking guy. I used to say that to her all the time, and last year I was like, I felt so fucking good. I was like, there's no way I lose.
Sure, yeah.
There's no way. I went through the first two guys pretty quick.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's just no way I lose. And then I lost.
And the deeper down that in any of our brackets, right? And in Masters, like the deeper you get in the brackets, the more legends you get.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild.
And
man.
it just is like, ooh, that guy's been doing jiu-jitsu for fucking like 100 years. That guy owns like 600 schools or whatever.
Yeah. He's the founder of X or
Yeah.
the this of whatever.
Yeah, and the deeper you get, the fucking deeper it gets.
Yeah. And one thing you and I were not prepared for was to hear that Orlando Montero is going to be in the Masters division next year.
Poor
He's
Masters
gonna be
one.
30.
Yeah.
Dude.
He's like, maybe I'll do Jiu-Jitsu Con and Worlds.
He could win them both.
He could win them both. Man, that kid is... He's 30. He's going to be 30 next year.
Super talented. And
the nicest
kid.
guy.
So nice. Yeah.
Like,
I love that kid.
Yeah.
Great kid.
It's hard not... I've never heard a bad story.
No.
A bad experience from
very
anybody.
Very mature, even when he was a teenager.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know about mature.
Focused. I
mean,
guess getting focused.
Jumping barricades at Vegas is not a sign of maturity, but nicest kid in the world.
Wait. Let's put some context in that. He wasn't jumping a barricade like to go into traffic. He was jumping a barricade to get into the bar with us.
Like an adult.
Like an adult. Like a fucking adult. God damn it, like an adult. If that was Brazil, it would be no problem.
Those were the fucking good old days when John Gorey was not of age.
Oh my God. I remember you and, what's her name?
Janine.
Janine would take turns entertaining John Gorey because he was 19 years old.
We like literally, so it was me, Janine, and John are in Vegas, and it's like John Gorey's like 19 maybe at the time, maybe 18. I think it was 19.
19.
And we're like, he can't go anywhere where any of us are trying to go because they're all bars, right? So he can't get to anything. So we go to the Eiffel Tower thing.
Yeah. Or you guys did the roller coaster at New York.
Yeah, but we did that during the day.
Okay.
We did that during the day. Yeah, we totally. I think we went with Jaleesa and like it was just like, oh, let's go fucking hit a roller coaster because who the fuck wants to be at a tournament all day?
Yeah, I missed Jaleesa too. She was awesome. Yeah.
But so like we go to the Eiffel Tower thing or whatever, and we get there and they're like, it's closed.
Oh, get the fuck out!
Like we just missed.
Was it too late?
Yeah, it was too late. So we get there, and the guy that like manages the elevator or whatever is like, "Hey, we just closed." And we like look at him, we're like, "Dude, this guy is 19 years old. He can't do shit in this town."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Okay."
Really?
Yeah. So they let us on. Because it wasn't like closed where like there was no one up there.
Okay.
They just like they run the elevator for so long where they'll let people on.
Yeah.
So when we got up there was people up there.
Okay.
But like we had just missed like last call basically for them letting people up. So they let us on and for free.
Oh, nice.
Because it was after hours. Like they weren't like because you have to pay to like go up to the top. So they were like, fine, just go.
Didn't he once hit a slot machine for Gary?
Yeah. Gary Hatch. We're sitting. I can't remember what we were waiting for, but we're sitting in one of the. I think it was probably before dinner at like the Luxor or some shit.
Okay. Yeah.
And we're sitting in there, and we're just kind of like sitting at a slot machine because we were just waiting, right? And Gary gives John Gorey $1, and it's like, play the slot machine.
And he fucking killed it.
And he fucking wins. I think he won like $100 off of $1.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's like, I'm rich. Because when you're 19, $100 is a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
And this was 8 years ago.
Yeah.
9 years ago. Shit. At this point.
Well, that had to be 2014.
Yeah.
14. Yeah. So almost 10 years ago. Yeah.
Holy shit.
It is 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And we used to go for.
I think it was in July.
Yeah, because we go July, and then again, what was the other one? It was a spring one, maybe April. There were two. There were two in Vegas. I remember because I used to go to both of them.
Yeah. I don't really remember when they were, but it was. I think it was summertime for that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he wins, and then we're like, you need to get up.
Yep.
Because if someone comes over and they notice and they check your ID, there goes all of your winnings.
Yep. You might get your $1 back.
Yeah.
That's it.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
You're lucky you don't go to jail.
Yeah.
For gambling. Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was really funny, man. It's hard to imagine. Like now John Gorey's an adult.
He has children.
With kids.
Yeah. Has a house.
Has a ranch.
By the way, that's his second house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild.
He's a good guy too, man.
But don't worry, he only has 1.5 gis.
Right. And they all have holes in them.
He's like an engineer. He makes good money, has a nice house.
Yep.
Has 1.5 gis.
1.5 gis.
I've actually seen John in a while.
It's been a minute. Yeah. He was coming pretty regular for a little while, then kind of quit.
But anyway, so Kelsey won her first by submission.
Yep.
Looked really good.
She looked great. Yep.
And then lost her second one. Not the best match.
No, I think it was a how should I put it? I don't think it was a good submission that she was in, but it was a very uncomfortable position that she was in.
She was like frustrated, mad a little bit, I think, because she kind of like tapped hard.
Yeah.
You know, where you're almost hitting the person.
Yeah.
It happens.
It does. And she's come a long way though.
Yeah.
In a very short period of time because like again, she's put in the work. So I can understand her being upset.
Well, she said she was upset cuz like she wouldn't let go, but like To be fair, lesson I learned, you don't let go until the ref tells you.
Until the ref tells you, man. Yeah. Until you see the hands go this way and you hear him yell.
Yeah, that your partner's safety isn't your responsibility, honestly, in a tournament. In class, that's a different story.
Yeah.
In a class, you're responsible. But like tournament, fuck them up.
And that's why I always tell my students, like, you know, I'm very selective as to the tournaments that I do.
Sure.
And, you know, when these guys start signing up for all these, like, I don't want to say rando, but there's a lot of different tournaments.
Like AGF or Jiu-Jitsu World League, which is a good tournament.
AGF does a good job. Jiu-Jitsu World League does a good job, but there's some out there that don't. And
let's name them.
No.
Grappling Industries.
By the way, by they don't, I mean, like, the referees aren't as skilled as the other refs.
A lot of them just are like, hey, are you a brown belt or above? Do you want to coach? Are you on ref?
Yeah. They asked me once. I'm like, I'm not a ref.
Yeah.
Like, not even close.
Yeah.
By the way, if somebody argued with me about a call, I'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah. I'm right. You know why I'm right? Because I have the fucking referee shirt on.
You see this shirt?
Yeah.
But
I got in an argument with Jay Page's wife once at a
what?
grappling
Lisa?
industry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only because you're an asshole.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I saw Jay got submitted by Tojo.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, for the fucking second year in a row, I get in this fucking footlock battle. I don't know half the shit I'm fucking doing because I'm just trying to bend it. I was like, Jay, we're guard passers.
Yeah.
Fucking stop with the bullshit. We're guard passers. But yeah, Jay was hilarious, man.
I mean, for all of like the talk about like how shitty the reffing was, it's like it is the hardest job.
It's the hardest job. Imagine.
I'd much rather compete than be a ref
100%.
any day of the week.
Yeah. I mean, imagine watching jiu-jitsu for hours and hours and hours. And like, there's some matches I'll be like, oh, that was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
But the majority of the matches suck.
Yeah.
Right? And so, okay, so now you got to scramble and the scramble ends and you're like, fuck, was that guy on top? Or was the other guy on top? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
because you're like half watching.
You're half watching,
yeah.
Right? And like, I can imagine myself being distracted. Like, oh, that match looks cool.
Well, the good thing and the shitty thing about Master Worlds is that the black belts go first for the most part.
For the most part, yeah. I went second day.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't happy
but you're
about
like,
that.
The first 2 days is like, well, I mean, like the real black belts go first. You know, Masters 1 and 2.
Whatever. Go fuck yourself.
But you know what I mean? Like, It's like you get that out of the way, and then like Saturday and most of Friday is like purple belts and blue belts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like,
yeah, there's some fucking bad matches, dude. I wonder, so, you know, back in the day, like if you were a purple belt, it was like, holy shit, you're a purple belt.
And to be fair, like, hey guys, I know it's a journey, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Right. I
It's
understand.
all individual.
We all looked like shit at one point in time.
Yeah.
But God,
there's some matches that look really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen.
There was good matches. There were good matches.
There were great matches. Yeah, great matches.
But the lower down the belt line you go, the less likelihood of a good match there are.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, dude, I've seen some of my blue belt matches and I just laugh.
Oh, God.
I'm so clueless.
I saw one of my white belt matches and I was like, that's not me.
Yeah.
That was not me.
100% was you. Yeah. So, I mean, no, but it's just like rolling with a blue belt. Like when you roll with a blue belt, I'm talking like, I'm not talking a blue belt that's been training since they were 4.
Sure,
right. So that's a very big difference, right? I'm
Yeah.
talking about a 2-year blue belt.
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot of mistakes.
Sure.
A lot of mistakes. And you kind of expect them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when
Which is fine. You're
Yeah.
supposed to.
Of course.
Yeah.
And then when that blue belt makes very few mistakes, you're like, okay, this guy's really like ready for that next, or getting ready for that next level,
Sure, yeah.
right? So watching those mistakes happen, you know, outside of a match, you're like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm
Yep.
not involved with the match, like, I don't want to see that shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of like, if you're not emotionally attached to whoever it is, it's like, fuck this match.
Yeah.
But like, so that, I mean, that's like definitely like, in the more up the Masters levels too, you get the kind of like the worse those matches get.
Yeah.
At blue belt, right?
Yeah.
Like if you have a Masters 3 blue belt going, like that match is probably going to suck.
Yeah.
And that's no shade. It's just like, you're supposed to suck,
Yeah.
right? At that level.
Yeah.
But I mean, you watch like adult blue and purple belts.
Woo.
I'm like, those kids.
Those are awesome, dude.
Those kids
Fucking
are good.
awesome.
I've rolled with some fucking purple belts over at Q's, and I'm like, that was a fucking tough match. That was a tough round.
Yeah. I
You know?
remember during COVID, Damien,
Hasakawa?
yeah,
Yeah.
Damien was like holding court in the garage where we were training because he was so fucking good at that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
he's still good. He's still really
fucking
good.
He
won pants this year? Is that right?
No, he's really good. But like as a blue belt, you know, you're sitting there, I'm asking him questions like, wait, what about this and what about that? You know, because he's so knowledgeable, but he's been doing it his whole life.
Well, I mean, think about like learning a language as a kid. It's so much easier, right? Jiu-Jitsu is a language.
Yeah,
it's a body language.
It is,
right?
yeah.
And like these kids grow up in it, so of course they're going to be better at speaking jiu-jitsu than we are.
Yeah.
Right? Because I started when I was 25. You started when you're like
55. 40, fuck you. Yeah, 40.
But you know what I mean? Like anything you start as a kid is going to be like sponged up like so
Fluent.
much better.
It's gonna be
They're going to be fluent in
Yeah.
that language way quicker than any of us are going to be.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of like going back to like, you know, the black belts who feel entitled to like whatever. It's like they get a lot. I feel like especially with like those young kids, that young purple belt kid who can fucking knee bar the shit out of that black belt. They're like, fuck that kid.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but that kid's been probably training as long as you have.
Yeah.
He started when he was, you know, 8 years old. Now he's 18. He's a purple belt.
Whew. Yeah. You're in
You
trouble.
started when you were 30,
Yeah.
and now you're 40 and you're a black belt.
You're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's the thing. The thing I like about training with the younger guys that whip my ass is at my age, when I go tournament time, everybody's moving in slow motion.
Dude, I was thinking about that today. Like all the rounds I got, I'm like, dude, I am not getting winded at all.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm not having like heated rounds, right?
Yeah.
It's just like my cardio it feels just really good right now.
Yeah.
It must be the whiskey.
It's gotta be.
It's got to be the whiskey.
No. I think honestly, like I said, you know, about putting in the work. You have been putting in the work, dude. Like I even talked to Amy about this. I told her, I was like, I think Tojo's rolling a little bit too much, but I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong about that, but I don't know that my body would hold up rolling as much as you do.
I think the problem. I think you're right. But I get it in my head that like that mental block where I need to roll or I'm going to get fat. You know, because like especially because I'm like I have to cut to featherweight. I mean, not hard.
Yeah.
Right. Because like right now I'm probably like 156.
Yeah.
Right. And I need to get to 150 if I'm going to compete at featherweight. Right.
Yeah.
So ish like 151.
You're in striking distance, but it's still hard.
Like I have to put in effort.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like if I skip a day, I'm going to blow up 5 pounds. That's like what I think in my head.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I don't skip days. Like I think the only day off I take is Saturday.
Wow.
Because I'll train Sunday open like the Ramsey's like his comp class, which I love his comp class because his comp class is not like a traditional like let's just drill for fucking 2 hours.
Yeah.
Right. His comp class is almost like a mini seminar.
Okay.
Which I love.
Yeah. It's great. Yeah.
Right. Because you can get like you can get like a month's worth of technique in one day.
Wow.
Right. Because that's
good.
what he does. Right.
Yeah.
And I really love that part of it. And then it's open mat. Right. So
Yes.
then you get an hour
Yeah.
or 2 hours of rolling if you want. Right.
Yeah. I think I rolled about 15 minutes too long today.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah. I was. It's funny because all my rounds were no-gi.
Yeah.
And I'm joking like, so when does a workout start? Fucking no-gi. Like,
No-gi's easy.
It's so fucking easy, dude.
Hey, Mighty Mouse, now black belt.
Yes. Yes. I'm telling
agrees.
you. I'm telling you, man. Like you don't have long pants and a fucking jacket on.
Yeah.
What a joke.
Yeah, people complain, oh, it's so hot
It's
to wear
so-
the gi.
yeah.
Shut up, Aaron.
Jiu-jitsu's so much faster. Shut up. No-gi's so much faster. Bullshit. I'm fucking 51 years old. I'm fine. Yeah. It's not faster. Trust
There's
me.
just so many more toys in gi. That's
Yeah.
why I like it.
Yeah.
I'm under no illusion that like, oh, I'm learning self-defense jiu-jitsu. Like, no, I'm learning sport jiu-jitsu because it's fun.
It's fun.
I'm
It's
not
a lot.
trying to
It's
get
a
in a
lot
fight.
of fun.
And the reality is like if you're a fucking blue belt at jiu-jitsu, you're a mile ahead of 99% of the people out there.
It's true. Yeah.
A blue belt.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's gi or no gi. It doesn't fucking matter.
Fucking matter.
You roll if you get in an altercation, going back to that conversation with some idiot at the bar, you are infinitely more prepared for that position if you're
Yes.
even a blue belt.
But I think the issue that I have with that statement is when you get that in your head, it almost feels like you should fight them just to show them.
That's
you
the problem
can't.
with the blue belts.
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
they're like, why shouldn't I fight?
Yeah, yeah. So when I'm in, especially when I'm in Mexico, because there's a lot of like peaked in high school 40-year-olds.
Sure.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Which are my favorite.
Oh my God, they all have their Can-Ams and their big old fucking trucks and shit. You know.
And their small wieners.
Yeah, small wieners.
Yeah.
Small. I've seen them.
Bottles of Viagra.
No, dude, I go to the bathroom and I look at their wieners.
You look over, you're like, "What's up, brother? What you working with?"
Nice watch. But no.
Did I say that meme to you?
No.
It's like things not to say at the urinal, and it's like 5 minutes long.
Yeah. No, but I always tell myself, like, where are the assholes and where are the exits? That's really...
All right, one more penis joke.
Okay. Hang on. Stand by. Go ahead. All right, hit me.
My doctor said I shouldn't carry anything heavier than 5 pounds. Can you help me out here?
I love that. I love that one in Superbad. I gotta go to the bathroom. Come on, it's not gonna shake itself. That was the best. That movie, I think I spit my drink out at least twice in the movie theater.
It's so stupid fun. It's so stupid
great.
fun.
Yeah. If you've never seen it, make time.
Yeah, make time. It's worth your time. You'll be offended if you're a pussy, but
Yeah, you'll be fine.
don't be offended.
Don't worry, you'll be fine. Yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I don't remember.
Something about peaked in high school guys.
Oh yeah, no. I always like really I'm always looking out for where the assholes and where the exits, because in Mexico, you don't deal a lot with the police, but they're out there.
Do you think like that? Like
Yeah.
any restaurant you're at, like
Any restaurant.
we got the main entrance. Obviously,
I'm not paranoid.
Yeah.
I'm not paranoid unless I see somebody, like if there are guys at the bar that are being rambunctious. I'm always like, okay, there they are.
Where's my out?
Yeah, where's my out? Yeah,
I think like that too.
Yeah. I don't want to deal with them.
Just so you know, at Zips, we obviously have the main entrance, we have patio, and where the bathrooms are.
right. Yep.
Okay, just so you know, we go to Zips a lot.
Oh, we go to Zips a lot. Yeah, but I'll probably hang out with the Mexicans.
You know, it's funny. It's like I was literally
kitchen.
thinking about the day, Friday night when we were there. I was literally thinking about. Or it's like, all right, there's the other.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got to know, because like as soon as somebody, you know, it's funny. Like there was a story that Rampage Jackson tells. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I think he was in a different country.
Did someone start a fight with him?
Sort of. So,
Poor son of a bitch.
So he's in another country. I can't remember what country it is. But this guy was starting shit with him. And he goes, man, can I just buy you a drink so I don't whip your ass? And the guy is like, what? You know, it starts getting a little antsy. Well, another guy comes over and he's like, holy fuck, Rampage. He goes, you know who this guy is? UFC, and you know, it's Pride, all this shit. And the guy that he was originally about to fuck up is like, oh shit, man. Hey, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. Hey, you want to buy me that drink? He's like, fuck you. I ain't buying you that fucking drink.
Now you can buy me my drink, bitch.
Yeah, but he told him,
so
like,
I don't have to fucking kill you.
He goes, can I just buy you a drink so I have to fucking kill you?
Who looks at Rampage Jackson and it's like, I'm going to fuck this guy up?
Have you ever been near Rampage?
Mm-mm.
Dude, his neck, there isn't one.
No.
And it's not like he's fat.
Yeah.
It's just like head and shoulders.
Sure.
He's so big. He was in town. I can't. We were at a tournament. I want to say World League, but I think I'm wrong. But he showed up and he was like promoting like another fight league that he's associated with.
Sure.
And dude, he's a big dude.
Yeah.
He's a big dude.
There's a lot of those guys. I'm like there's like stories of like Chuck Liddell and like people like,
oh gosh,
I'll fight you. I'm like, how do you look at that man and think you can?
Yeah.
Like, are you fucking out of your mind?
Yeah. And Chuck is an interesting story, man, because he was like, he got like into Ivy League schools.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. He got accepted to Ivy League schools. And he like.
For what?
I can't remember what his. Was
it wrestling or something?
No. It was academic.
Really?
Yeah. It was academic. Like he was a really smart dude. Is a really smart dude. And
he's been hitting the head a lot, though.
Yeah. But no, he chose to go the fight route.
Good for him.
Yeah. He chose
not a lot of a path that a lot of smart people take.
But you know, it's funny because like,
kidding.
but that's the difference. I think. Now I'm probably wrong, but I think it's the difference between boxing and MMA. Because if you come up in martial arts, you probably come from some money.
Yeah,
unless you're crazy talented.
Because boxing is like you're just doing one part.
Yeah, but you're also coming from like the mean streets of, right?
Right.
Like you have no outs. You go to this boxing gym. You become a great fighter.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. Like boxing is very technical in its own right.
100%.
In its own right.
Yep.
It is not MMA.
But
where you need to learn how to wrestle, box. Mm-hmm. You need to know how to throw a kick.
Yeah.
And you need to know how to grapple.
Agreed.
And I don't count wrestling as grappling. Jiu-Jitsu. Some sort of jiu-jitsu or what's the Russian shit? Sambo.
Sambo.
You need to know how to like fuck with legs and arms.
But if you can't wrestle, you're fucked.
Yes.
Yeah. So you got to wrestle.
Or at least how to defend wrestling.
Right. Yeah.
You don't necessarily know how to be a wrestler.
Right.
But you need to know how to defend a double leg, how to defend a single leg.
Yeah.
That kind of shit.
Yeah. But the thing about it is, I think boxing is the most dangerous of the martial arts. And the reason I say that is because if let's take boxing versus MMA, right? Of the two, I believe boxing is the most dangerous. If I have a more skilled boxer, I'm gonna get some brain damage. If I'm fighting a more skilled boxer, because I can't go back to like, okay, well, he's whipping my ass on the feet, I got to get him to the ground. I don't have that option.
Oh, so you mean if you're in a boxing match?
Yes, in a boxing match.
Okay,
yes.
because I was gonna say so if I'm gonna fight a boxer, it's really easy to defend a boxer.
100%.
You hug him.
Yeah, get him on the ground, right?
Right, and which turns into wrestling.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and in an MMA fight, they're not splitting you up.
No,
because what's the one thing that when someone's getting fucking worked in a boxing match, what do? They grab the guy.
Standing 8. Yeah.
Yeah, they grab that guy, right? And then they split him up, and that's like they're like, here's your 3 seconds to like kind of recover, right?
Yeah.
You do that in an MMA fight though, you're getting dragged to the ground.
Yeah.
And then your boxing means dick.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you think about like the actual art, right, where you're actually fighting, and you're going against a more skilled boxer, you're gonna
get fucked up. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
because you throw a punch and they're gone.
Yeah,
they're like,
I guess you could say that for every skill, right? If
if you go apples to apples on anything, like if you're not a jiu-jitsu guy and you fight a guy who is a black belt of jiu-jitsu, you're gonna get fucked up. Yeah. But if you're a jiu-jitsu guy and you fight a guy who can throw punches at you, that's a little different story.
Yeah. Right.
So it's like, but when you throw it all together, if you throw a boxer into like an MMA gym, he's gonna get worked.
Yeah, he's fucked.
He's gonna get fucking worked.
Yeah. And I think it would be. You don't need an equally skilled MMA fighter to fight an elite boxer.
I agree. So in my opinion, like when it comes down to it, it's like the farther off the ground you get, the less skill you really need. Because like you can like even a fucking dork off the street can land a lucky punch.
Yeah.
A dork off the street's not landing a lucky armbar.
Nope.
Zero chance.
There is no lucky rear naked choke.
Right.
Yeah.
There is zero chance of that guy doing that.
Yeah.
Because you know that because we have dorks off the street all the time coming to jiu-jitsu. And I mean that with all due respect.
You don't get to say whatever you want after you say with all due respect.
With all due respect, they're fucking losers. But you know what I mean? Like you could put a brand new guy off the street. I don't care if he's bigger than you.
Yeah.
Whatever, more athletic than you. You put him on your back. He's not choking me out.
Yeah. Yeah.
0% of the time he's choking me out.
Yeah.
Because I know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
If I say, you could see, like, I don't want to bring this up. BJ Penn got knocked out twice in a bar fight.
Yes. Yeah.
Dorks off the street.
Dorks. Agreed.
Because you just need to hit somebody once.
But I feel that BJ Penn probably underestimated the dorks off the street.
Yeah,
he probably didn't respect it, right?
But do you think they were skilled? Do you think those guys were skilled?
No, but if BJ were to really pin the ears back and fucking go, they would have been dead.
Sure. Like he didn't give him 100%.
No, 100%.
Right. No,
he probably just like, listen, pop, got hit, and then you're fucking fucked.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
But like anybody can accidentally take a hit.
Agreed.
And if you take and it's not even like, it's not like you can train to take hits.
Bro, I say that all the time. People ask me all the time, like, you know, are you confident that you can win like a street fight?
Mm-hmm.
And I always say the same thing. Like if I don't get knocked out as I'm going in to get into the clinch,
you're fucked.
No, if I don't get knocked out,
right,
I'm good, right? But there's always that.
No, I mean the other guys. Like,
he's fucked. But there's always that puncher's chance. Yeah. Everybody has that puncher's chance. You know what I mean?
Which doesn't exist on the ground.
It does not.
Yeah.
It does not. It does not. And honestly, like, how many people have like taken karate and taken boxing? Hit pads and
Taibo.
but you just got to learn how to throw that energy, right? And you can land a decent punch.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean you're a skilled boxer. It just means you can throw a punch.
And the other thing is like getting knocked out isn't a choice.
Right.
Like if you get hit, sometimes lights just go out.
Yeah.
Because I remember being in high school, like we would like, oh, let's throw some boxing gloves on and play, right? And you get hit, and you're like, ooh,
Yeah, I don't like that at all. Yeah.
You're like kind of a little dizzy for a second.
Yeah.
And it's like, now you're just trying to get your shit right as this guy's still ready to like fucking hit you. Right?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you can just get hit and go out. And you see it in the UFC a lot too. Like
Yeah.
where like a guy who formerly had a really strong chin, like could take hits, all of a sudden now he can be knocked out like by like a grazing hit.
Yeah.
You know, it just happens. You don't get to decide when that, and some people never get that.
Yeah.
Some people can always take hits.
It was like the Chuck Liddell, Keith Jardine fight.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck Liddell was a little long in the tooth.
Right. And he just came off a knockout, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jardine just fucking, I mean, I think he closed his eyes and just threw his hand with everything he had, and it just connected.
Right.
And Liddell
But you know
fell.
what I mean, though? Like, there's not any I mean, yeah, I guess if you have a stronger neck, it's probably a little bit tougher to get knocked out.
I don't know, man.
But sometimes your brain just says, like, you know what? I'm going to sleep.
Yeah. It's your body. I think it's your body protecting itself.
Yeah.
You know, it's just saying, okay, this is where we fall.
It's like, you know what? Can you not do me any more favors?
Yeah. Can you not fucking get hit? You fucking loser. Can you slip a punch?
Yeah. And this is coming from two dorks who don't fucking train.
I don't fucking do it at all.
Yeah.
Hey, hang on one second. I'm going to turn the fan on.
Are you getting hot?
Yeah. Aren't you?
I'm not sweating. You're sweating. I'm actually just crying from my armpits. But I mean, like, it's just like my observation of combat sports, you know, from, you know, the past, like, whatever, you know, 20 years. It's like you can accidentally get knocked out, but you can't accidentally get submitted.
Nope. You know what? I've never thought of it that way. That's a great way to put it.
Right? Because, like,
take the last of that.
Twist my arm. Accidentally submit me.
How did we kill a bottle of Buffalo Trace? How does that happen?
Well, it was half a bottle.
Yeah, I know.
Because we drink a lot of this in Vegas. When I got my Blanton's for $100. I'm not telling anybody where that place is, but
yeah, we picked up this bottle and
look, it's don't show that sticker.
What sticker?
That's the select, because that place picked that barrel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let me see. They might have actually bought it secondhand. Oh, this one doesn't even. It just says barrel select. Okay.
Okay.
Because generally, like, say like there's most of the liquor stores in Phoenix are like real liquor stores.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll go buy a barrel. Like they'll go and they'll test like a bunch of barrels, and they're like, I want this barrel, and then they'll bottle all of them, and then they'll put this little copper sticker on, and it'll say like AJ's Fine Foods or whatever. And because their guy chose that barrel, so they get a custom sticker saying like, we selected this barrel.
That's cool.
So all of these bottles were selected by AJ Fine Foods or whatever it is. Right.
Yeah. Speaking of that, AJ's, my buddy Steve, he worked there when he was I think he was in college, and he's my age, but he I can't remember what his original job was, and they're like, hey, you want to do wine? And he's like, yeah, sure. And they started sending him to like school to learn about wines,
how to be a sommelier.
Yeah, basically, right. And now he's like,
he's sommelier.
Sommelier. He's really good though. He's really good, with wine. We were
tastes like a red.
We were actually in where were we? In Plymouth
Rock.
Nah, Minneapolis. Where the fuck we were?
There's no Plymouth in Minneapolis because Minneapolis is a city.
No, not Minneapolis. We're just outside the Twin Cities.
Okay.
Is there a Plymouth?
I don't know. Dude, Minnesota has like 5,000 cities.
I think it's Plymouth. Anyway,
I know 3 of them.
So we were there for work. I worked with them,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a guy that was trying to like test him, and he bought a bottle of wine at the bar. Not Steve, the other guy.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Hey, Steve," because Steve was like talking about, "Oh, I love wine," you know, blah blah blah. And the guy goes, "Hey, Steve," and he hides the bottle. He goes, "Where's this bottle from?" And Steve tastes it, and he's like,
Walmart.
He goes, "It's a blend, probably like from Oregon." And he's like, I was like, "Holy shit!" And you fucking nailed it. He's going on and on. And Steve looks.
I'm not impressed. There's like 3 places they grow wine.
But later on, Steve goes, "Yeah, most of their wines are from Oregon." He had talked to the bartender. We'd been there for a couple of days, and he's like, "Yeah, most of the wines."
That guy would have been impressed if you're like, "This is an American wine."
Wait. You spit it back in.
It's definitely an American. It's not an Italian or French wine.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was so funny.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, kind of like the more knowledgeable are, the more you can like trick people into thinking you're even more knowledgeable.
Yeah. No, but he's really good. He's really good. Yeah. And he's always like, he'll hit me up, he'll text me. He goes, hey, if you want to buy a blah, 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 it's like, this is a really good price for this, and it's here. You know, he'll send me like where it's
You're
at.
like, I can't tell the difference. Give me fucking barefoot.
I know, man.
Give me barefoot. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not, wine is just not a thing for me.
Yeah. No, he has cases of it, man. But
yeah,
he's always been into it.
Obviously, I'm more of a bourbon guy.
Bourbon, yeah.
Yeah, let's not get it
I
twisted.
love tequila, man. I fucking love tequila. You know,
The tequila we had, what was that? What was the event that you and I, like, we had it on the podcast?
that añejo that I had?
Yeah, that was good.
It was the Casamigos,
Okay.
and it was, I think the bottle was like $50.
That's like not aged in barrels, right? Because it's like, it was a clear.
Oh, no, you're talking about the Gran Cormino.
Yeah.
That shit's good.
Okay.
I fucking love it.
So I like the non like barrel aged ones where like they don't have like the extra
flavor.
stuff.
Yeah. So it is aged in barrels, but then they process it one more time to like get that out. So so
they distill out all of the aging.
yeah. So it literally, so it's aged, but it comes out as like, it looks like a silver.
Yeah.
So I love it, dude. It's
Yeah,
so
I
good.
the silver stuff better than I like the
Crystallino.
brown. I don't like your brown.
I actually don't mind the silvers, man. Like
is typically the brown stuff the better stuff, or
well,
vice versa?
yes.
Or
Yes. So typically the brown stuff is like añejo,
Mm-hmm.
and the lighter color one is a reposado. So that's kind of like my minimum, the reposado. And the silver is mostly like a mixer, you know, if you're gonna make margaritas.
Sure.
But there's some silvers that are really good.
Oh, okay.
That Casamigo silver is fucking excellent.
Because I feel like I've seen like
Cheap,
some
too.
really expensive shit that's been like clear.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's that Crystallino stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've had like some of the brown stuff, and it's just like, that's. Well, I mean, there's a lot more flavor, and
Yeah.
I think that's probably why I don't like it, because it tastes more like tequila.
Right. Well, tequila is a lot like bourbon and a lot like wine,
Right.
where, you know, depending on where you get it from and how it's processed,
Mm-hmm.
it could cost a lot of money, but it's fucking smooth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could buy it, like, it's the difference between drinking like a Blanton's and Jack Daniels,
Right.
right? I mean, technically, it's in the same family,
Mm-hmm.
not the same shit.
One's from the south, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe inbred,
Yeah,
maybe inbred.
at least,
I'm not gonna,
least inbred.
I'm not judging.
Why would we?
Why would you?
Yeah.
I mean, you sleep with whoever you can. It just might be your cousin. It just might be your first cousin. Whatever. I'm not here to judge.
You can sleep with cousin dad.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Wait.
We only had like 3 of these. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Let's start talking shit. Let's really start talking.
This is
shit.
when the podcast gets good.
All right. So back to Worlds though.
Back to Worlds.
Amy fucking won.
Amy won. I'm so proud of her, man.
She did good. She
did
looked good.
She looked poised.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I always worry, like, I can tell when she's nervous, obviously.
Yeah.
She fidgets.
Because she shits herself.
She shits herself a little bit.
You can smell it.
Yeah, you can smell when she's nervous.
You're like, and she shakes her leg and the log falls out.
Not good. Yeah, it's so gross.
Yeah, I don't know why she does that. That's probably where Henry gets it from.
Well, you know, it's
Henry the
more
dog.
it's more. I call it the octopus defense. Just kind of shit yourself.
Oh, I inked.
No, she looked really poised. I think I would have liked to seen her go through her first match that didn't show up before the finals.
Yeah.
Just so she can get, like, I like it. I feel more comfortable when she has one like under her belt. Like, okay, I'm
That's
good.
all of us though. That's
yeah.
all of us. That first match is
Yeah.
like the warm up
Yep.
/ like
I'm
icebreaker.
good. Yeah. I'm good. Like, I'm confident I can fucking win this.
Yeah.
So I was a little worried because it was her first match.
Yeah.
But when she got that collar drag,
Yeah.
her collar drag has improved every single year.
Yeah, and I tell her too, like I'm like, drag that bitch to the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like when I roll with Amy and I stand with her and she does that collar drag, I'm like, it's effective.
It really is.
She's good at it.
Yeah, she's really good. And now she's like starting to drag and look for the single and
Like
you know.
you should.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, she's doing well. And then I didn't like that she hung out in the ladies' guard for that long.
Sure.
But you know, she didn't get the knee up.
It wasn't a perfect match.
It was not. But at the end of the day, I was so fucking proud of her. Like I cried because I've been trying to win one for
you're
fucking 11 years. I've been trying to win one for a long time, and we finally brought one home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We finally brought one home.
And
so,
she should have last year.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
She got in her own head.
Yeah.
If she would have collar dragged that bitch, she would have won.
It would have been a different match.
But she got in her head.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really all about confidence, right? When you throw your bread and butter and it works, like your fucking confidence just skyrockets.
Yeah.
Like there's no way I lose right now.
Yeah, I rolled with her maybe Monday night, or maybe it was the Friday before we left. And I remember she was like trying to roll with some like blue belt or something, and I was like, no, you're rolling with me.
Yeah.
And she was like, kind of like, you could tell she was a little bit in her head. She's like, yeah, I don't want to get my ass kicked before Worlds. And I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking kick your ass. I want you to roll hard though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And she collar dragged, and I was like, that's fucking good.
I'm kind of the same way, man. Like I want to get my confidence as high as possible.
Sure.
And going to Paul's on a Thursday night is not the way to do that. Tuesday. And I did it anyway.
Yeah.
And I had a good night of rolling. I went into Worlds really, really confident. And I think she did too.
Yeah.
I think that's why, like, yeah, she sat in the bullpen for like an hour, you know, but
honestly, like, I feel like that's my responsibility as a training partner for like, especially like leading up to a tournament. Like if you're going to roll with one of your training partners that is like, say like if I was rolling with Kelsey or Sierra or, you know, one of like the purple belts, brown belts, someone who's like, I should beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Like, on paper, I should beat the shit out of them. Right. I'm gonna put it onto them just below their highest level. Yeah. So that they can work their shit hard. Yeah. But also like have some confidence. Like I want them to accomplish 100%, shit in our rolls.
Yeah.
Right. So they're confident in their movement. And then I can, you know, if there's corrections that need to be made, I'm like, dude, you're really good at this, but like, let's fix this before the tournament, and you'll be fucking gold. Yeah. Right. But like, there's no benefit to me if I was to roll with Amy and just fucking steamroller like on Friday before Worlds. Of course not. Like, why the fuck would I do that to Amy? Right.
That like, wouldn't make sense. Yeah.
Right. But like when I roll with someone,
you would do that because you're an asshole.
Because I hate Amy. But no, I honestly like think about that. Like when like as a coach, I don't know if you do the same thing, but like when I'm rolling with somebody, especially like the 2 weeks leading up to a tournament, I want to push them really hard, but I'm not gonna fucking like I don't want to demoralize them. You know what I mean? Right. Like I want to push them to their limit, but I want them to come out on top still.
And sometimes you gotta work them a little bit and just tell them, hey, don't fucking quit. Yeah. And they just turn it up. And it's so much fun, man.
Push me.
Yeah.
Push.
Yeah.
Like teach them that they have that extra gear. Yep. Is like what you want, right? You want them to like, hey, remember how you rolled with me? Like hard as fuck? That's what I want you to do to those people. Because if you're doing this good against me, you're going to kill those people. Yeah. Yeah. Right? Because I'm like, I'm better than anyone in your bracket because you're a purple belt or blue belt or whatever it is, right? It's like, if you can roll really well with your coach, you're fine. Yep. Absolutely. And I want to like give them that confidence. So like when I roll with my blue belts or white belts or whoever, right? All my students, I like try to like, I give them that hard. I'm not fucking like giving them the round, right? Of course not. But I want to give them a hard fucking round, but I'm meeting them where they are. Yep. Right? But I also want to be like 1% below. Yeah. Because I want them to work hard as fuck, but I want them to see that they can win. Yeah. Yeah. And for me, and I'm sure the same for you, is like you want to give them that gap to see if they see it. Mm-hmm. Right? And when they see it, you're like, oh, you're so proud. I do that all the time.
Yeah. You're so proud.
And like, they're like, you just gave me the pass. And
nope.
Like, nope. No, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
I gave you the picture. Yep. And it was your option, or I gave you the door, and I gave you the option to step through it or not. Yeah. And you did, and you fucking accomplished it. Yeah. That's how I roll with like anybody. Like that's not even like leading up to tournament. Like if I'm rolling with anybody that's like below my level, like I just like, I like to give them options. Like I'll be like, hey, look, my leg's down. You want a knee cut? You want a knee cut?
Yeah. Or you pin them and you give them the exit and see if they know what that is, right? Yeah, that's really cool.
I mean, that's like half of jiu-jitsu is like we were talking about earlier about like knowing when you're got. Mm-hmm. Right. And that's like the difference between getting injured a lot of times is recognizing, there's no escape for this. Right. I've passed the threshold of escaping this submission tap. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. For me, it's like, especially with it like an arm bar or a knee bar. Mm-hmm. If I can't move my arm or I can't move my knee, I'm got.
Mm-hmm. Or your hips or like
you're
especially in knee bars. Like if you can't get that get their hip below your knee,
you're got.
You're done.
Yeah, you're got.
right? And each submission has its own like intricacies of like when you're got and when you're not.
Yeah.
The ones that have the smallest gaps are the best submissions.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right? like a baseball bat choke or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like once you got it, they're probably going to sleep.
Yeah, it's once it's deep, you're fucked.
Yeah. Same with like heel hooks are like on the other end where like you're gonna cause injury, right?
Yeah.
The gap between being got and not being got is really small.
Really
and that's
small.
way heel hooks are so dangerous.
Yeah.
It's like you could be perfectly safe where you can kick your way out of it, or your knee's going to explode.
Right.
And the gap is like 5%.
It is. Yeah.
You know,
it's nothing.
Versus like a triangle, there's no real risk for like majority of that position until you're, oh shit, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's like kind of like I think that's the reality of like why they like, you know, hold back heel hooks, knee bars. What the fuck, this bitch? We did not just finish this bottle.
Where'd that one come from?
Don't worry about it. Don't ask questions.
Don't ask questions.
World champion Amy Martinez.
Well, this podcast
World
is
champion
a little
wife.
longer now. Where do we get this?
She went to Costco. Maybe they have it at Costco.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Guess we're drinking more.
Yeah, it looks like we're drinking.
Fuck. God damn it.
So, so I was going to talk to you about making the transition, your transition.
I'm saying where I'm at.
Yeah. From gi to no gi. That's kind of where I'm going right now.
Oh, it's easy.
Yeah.
That's easy. That's a step down.
It's a step down.
I'm going to hard jiu-jitsu to easy jiu-jitsu.
Right?
It's fucking easier.
Fucking easy.
The trick to no-gi jiu-jitsu is you just don't stop moving.
Yeah. No gi is such a joke.
Fuck all you no-gi people.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hold on. I still got...
Oh, do you?
Chill
Okay.
out. We'll finish this bottle too.
Oh, my God. I hope not. I won't wake up tomorrow.
Oh, we should drink with Bill here.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, like,
no.
We'll get drunk.
No, we can't do that. We can't do that. I won't do that.
I told Bill, so the last podcast where we went 3 hours and 40 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that.
40.
He
yeah.
sends me like his buddy sends him. He's like, hey, you guys beat the director's cut of Lord of the Rings Fellowship or whatever. Because it's like 3 hours or something.
Okay,
and we did 3 hours and 40 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
yes, we beat it.
Fuck yeah.
I told him today, I was like, we need to beat the Snyder cut of Justice League. It's 4 hours and I think 3 minutes or something.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm like, we missed it by that much.
I don't know if I want to be in the room with you guys for that long.
Oh, don't worry. Bill and I will handle it. We'll just talk
I'll
shit.
tap out and fucking go to bed.
What happened to Alex? He
Yeah.
said he went to the bathroom.
Fuck him.
He probably passed out on the toilet.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I think we're going to do Nogi Worlds.
Yeah, you and Amy, right?
Yeah, Amy and I. So
The hooker and I.
the hooker and I. So I think it'd be good for her
Yeah.
because
Out of her comfort zone.
I just hope she gets a match. It's so hard,
Yeah.
dude. Well, you remember going to Worlds with when we were lower belts and we go to Worlds with Nava and he'd have like 5 people in the division.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist anymore. You
Yeah.
know, so my hope is like the women's, brackets grow. But it's,
Do I
think
remember
it's
this
gonna-
right? Before COVID, Master Worlds wasn't really as big as it was
Fuck
after.
no.
After
Fuck
COVID, now it's like
Yeah.
50, 60
Gigantic,
people.
yeah.
For 6, Master
Yeah.
6.
Yeah. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, I love that the legends in the sport are taking it more seriously. Like they're coming in, they're fucking
I
killing
kind of wonder
everybody.
if like everyone just like, he almost lost this. So
Yeah.
like, let's fucking get back into it.
You know,
Because you see like the Meow Brothers
Yeah.
are like competing.
yep.
Motherfucker went down to rooster weight.
But I'll tell you what, man, like I tell people, if COVID taught me anything is that this can be taken away. Like,
That's why you opened your gym
yeah,
in COVID.
in COVID.
Like
yeah.
like a smart businessman.
Yeah, not good. But it worked out.
It did work out.
It worked out. So
How many people though lost their businesses?
way too many, man.
Yeah.
Way too many. And it was like, you know what it was? It was neighbors fucking ratting on neighbors.
Yeah.
That's
fucking
what it
cunts.
was.
Cunts.
Yeah, cunts. Because like the government isn't organized enough to fucking police everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they rely on fucking snitches.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers, man.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah. Yeah. And I hope you guys feel good about yourselves.
Yeah.
Fucking people over that way.
I don't.
Over some fucking
I don't.
bullshit.
Fuck them. I hope they
Yeah.
die. You can be nice. I don't care.
I just remember there was one time, the small spot we're in. And I remember, I know
In
you
the
remember.
Safeway parking lot.
Yeah, I know you remember because you did the graphics on the door, which took you like 5 hours.
You're welcome for protection.
Sorry, bro.
You're welcome for perfection.
While you were doing this, like, Tojo fucking hates me right now. But I remember we were having class. It was early November.
Uh-huh.
And there's a lady standing outside. 2020. There's a lady standing outside the door. She's on her phone, and she's staring into our window, and she's fucking screaming into her phone.
After she just got her coffee and donuts from next door.
No, worse. She has a mask on. She's got to weigh. She's got to be like 5'2", weighing 260. And
so she's the demographic that has to worry about.
Yeah, and she's got a pile of fucking Panda Express in her fucking hand.
I want Panda.
And she's me too. And she's fucking screaming into our into her phone about what we're doing in our academy,
getting healthier.
Yeah, I was so fucking mad, dude. Like, and that was like the norm, man. People
Here's my
just
thing.
fucking ratting on each other.
You can't live in fear.
You can't. You can't.
You can get hit by a fucking bus.
And oh, by the way, good luck hiding from a virus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, here's the reality. If everyone was to stay in their house for fucking 2 weeks, sure. If everyone was able to pack up their groceries, pack up all their supplies, like basically prep for 2 weeks, and everyone took 2 weeks off, sure.
Yeah.
Guess what? That's not reality.
It's not. No.
Because there's all the infrastructure, like you were talking about the trash in New York.
Oh, yeah.
There's all this infrastructure stuff that has to happen. People have to be out there.
Yeah.
And if that exists, you're not getting through that.
You're not. No way. No way. Yeah.
And that is the reality of living in a group society.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like if we lived in small little tribes, like, back, 200,000 years ago, sure.
Yeah.
You could keep your tribe away from my tribe. You guys can die off because of your disease or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Or, half of you die off and then the other half like survive it or whatever it is. But you can't do that in reality because like now we live in societies of millions of people.
Mm-hmm.
And the millions of people require a lot of infrastructure.
A lot, dude.
And that infrastructure can't stop.
The only thing that kept us from fucking killing each other was whoever.
90% of us have guns?
No. I got to say, like, truck drivers and all the logistics kind of people who are bringing food to the grocery stores and keeping those stocked. If they had stopped for any reason.
Oh, we would have been fucked.
We would have been killing each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're that close.
People are almost killing each other over toilet paper.
Yeah.
And that's a convenience.
Yeah.
Wiping your ass is a convenience.
Yeah. You don't have to wipe your ass.
Right.
Just walk to the shower.
Yeah.
Good to go.
You're like literally next to a
bidet.
A bidet, essentially a bidet, right? All you have to do is take a shit.
Yeah.
Go take a shower.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think people heard that, it's like a flu. I'm like, I shit myself during the flu. So
I'm not a pussy. I don't even get the flu.
I don't get the flu.
I love that Kelsey will get sick and I won't. I was like, look at you and your weak immune system.
Yeah. No, but
have you seen that like Furby meme where it's like when the bartender tells you you've had enough, fight me, you bitch.
Yeah. Have you ever been told by a bartender that you've had enough? I have.
No. I say no. I don't. Not that I recall. I could have been so drunk that I didn't know.
You're right. Yeah. No, I was in the Bahamas, and I said, I walked up to the bar, and I said, hey, I'm tired of these rum and cokes. I was like, give me something that'll fucking, light me up. He goes, I got a zombie that'll put you on your ass. I'm like, I accept your challenge. So he made me a zombie, and it was a mother.
What's a zombie?
I don't know what it's like. There's some lime in it. I don't know what else.
He's like gasoline.
He lit it and just threw it at my face. It was a Molotov cocktail that he just fucking threw. No, it was a big fucking bowl that he made me with like just alcohol.
Yeah,
and I drank it, and I came back like maybe like a half hour, 45 minutes later, and he's like, "Holy shit, you're still standing!" I'm like, give me another. So then that night, I end up swimming. I'm in the water.
I drowned.
Yeah. No, I'm in the water. I should have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm in the water. And that's probably the last thing I remember is being in the water. And then I woke up on the beach.
How good does water feel, though, when you're drunk?
Amazing.
It's the best.
It's so fucking great, dude.
You just feel cleaner.
Yeah. Yeah. And water on any kind of... let's say mind-altering
Mushrooms?
Yeah. Well, I've never done water on mushroom. I've done it on LSD.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. The downside to LSD is like
Fentanyl. I did it on fentanyl.
no. The downside to LSD is it lasts forever. Like it's like 10 hours.
I don't got time for that.
No,
That's how I feel about
yeah.
mushrooms. Mushrooms is a long haul too.
Yeah, mushroom.
A lot longer than like weed.
Yeah, but if you microdose, it's a good long haul.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you like dose,
Yeah.
it's not great.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be like same with like doing edibles.
Yeah,
I'm like I don't got the time for that. I don't want to be fucking high for 3 days.
I only do edibles at night. Well, you know that I do 100 milligrams.
Once.
Remember that shit?
Once. That was last year.
I
right?
wasn't right for
was
2
that last year or the 2 years?
last year.
Yeah.
I wasn't right for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Well, that was a mistake.
Good thing you didn't have to compete on Thursday.
Fuck, dude.
Don't worry.
I
I
probably
held down the fort.
Yeah, that was a rough
See,
drive.
I turned 38 this year. Next year I turn 39. All right, so I still have 2 more years before I go on Friday.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, man.
yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Mushrooms, no, thank you. Like,
Really?
well,
you don't do mushrooms at all? I
uh,
love mushrooms.
All right, all right. The reality is like I actually do want. I've never done mushrooms. I actually do.
I
want
got some
to.
downstairs.
We should do them right now.
Let's do it.
Let's do on the Amy. Mushrooms. Then we'll have to go an extra half hour
Instead
just
of
to wait.
meatloaf, Amy, mushrooms.
The meatloaf. But no, I mean it's just never anything I got into. But like I'm not against mushrooms, but like something like LSD, like where you're like in it for the haul.
Yeah, that was high school, senior year. Haven't done it since.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
It's forever, and it wasn't like I was like seeing like, oh, I'm turning into an octopus, or seeing lights. No, it was just like very like everything was just like amplified.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were listening to music, and the music sounded better.
Yeah.
We were watching like TV, and I'm like, oh my god,
have you
that's
ever listened to
funnier.
music on weed?
Yeah. Yeah.
Half Baked. For all you young people who haven't seen that movie,
Yeah, great.
go watch
movie.
Half Baked. That movie's
Great
fucking
movie.
awesome.
I got to make time to watch that movie.
Skinny Chappelle.
Skinny Chappelle.
Now he's fat / jacked. I don't know. Did he put on muscle? Or
I don't
just-
know, man.
Just get fat.
I think he's just bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyways, back to the alcohol thing.
Yeah.
Back in my day, when
Back
I
in
was
my
at
day.
when I was at ASU, there was a bar in Mill Avenue called Q Club. I don't know if it's still there. I haven't been to because I'm too old to be at fucking Mill.
Yeah.
Little Luis, who just turned 21, was like, "Oh, I went to Mill." I'm like, "You fucking motherfucker." That's still a thing?
Yeah.
People still go to Mill?
Well, Mill Avenue is not what it was, because I'm sure in your day
There's probably a lot of shit on the
you were
street.
paying like $3 a beer.
I was just about to say this. Q Club, Long Island iced teas, and I'm not talking about these bitch ass like Applebee's Long Island iced teas. I mean, there is nothing in this thing that doesn't have alcohol in it.
Right.
Like, and they were like this. They were like a fucking bottle.
Yes.
They're like, here's your glass. It's a foot tall.
Yeah.
And like 3 inches wide.
Yeah.
Here's your fucking Long Island
For
iced tea.
$4.
$2.75. $2.75.
You're fucked.
I remember when it went to $3.75,
And
I
you
was
were
like,
pissed.
I was like, what the fuck? And now a drink like that would cost you like $30.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, that was me at college. I remember one time. So I had a friend, Nick Romelli. He's a financial advisor.
Yeah.
I trust him with my money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
From
Shout
a Jew,
out to Nick.
as a Jew. As a Jew.
Well, 1/4.
No, half. I'm
Half-
Jew.
okay, half Jew. Okay.
As a Jew,
Yeah.
he's a white guy. He's more Jew than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This motherfucker. He's a good financial advisor. That's all I want to say.
Okay.
He worked.
You had me at Jew.
He worked with Jamie.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, my buddy Jamie works
Yeah.
at Schwab with him.
Yeah. Fucking Jamie never came back.
Yeah, he's around.
He trained for like 3 months.
Yeah, he's got a lot of life stuff going on.
Come on.
I
Jamie.
I just talked to him. I love Jamie.
You can't give me an hour? You can't give me an hour?
Yeah, the motherfucker. I'll talk to him.
All right.
I'll talk to Jamie.
Yeah. No, I liked him. He's a good dude.
But I remember one time, so like I had one class. I had like this marketing class or some shit like that, like at the School of Business at ASU, and he went to school for business, or his MBA is in like economic or econ or some shit. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Who cares? Investment people,
Right.
nerds.
Fucking nerds. Yeah.
But like we're like walking.
Fucking rich
We
nerds.
would always like bump into each other like on our between classes. I had to do my marketing class over there, and he'd be like that was his last class, whatever it was, and we'd be like walking out or whatever, and he'd be walking to his car. He's like, "Hey, you want to go to Mill?" And I'm like, "You know what, motherfucker? I do. I don't need to go to my last class because my last class was some fucking bullshit. Like my degree was in like it's what is it called? Design management.
Okay.
What does that mean? Nothing.
Nothing.
Literally nothing. It means I get to take a bunch of electives and get a bachelor's degree.
Okay. Fair enough.
So like my last class was like a God, what would they call it? Like human factors of design. Which actually,
what the fuck does that even mean?
Which is actually really interesting. So look at the seats that we're sitting in right now, right?
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
you're gonna justify the fucking $5,000.
This class is really cool, and I actually use it all the time because I like to build things, right?
Yes.
All right, so you sit in your chair right now. How far off the ground do you think your seat is?
Probably about 2 feet.
Or the table? How far?
The table's probably 3 feet.
3 feet?
Yeah.
No, 30 inches.
Okay.
Give or take. Generally,
okay.
it's
so 2.5 feet.
So what they talked about is like what the average height of a table needs to be, or or like the seat of a stool, or whatever it is, right? So they talked about that kind of stuff, like what the basically it's a bell curve, right? The majority of the people are going to fall in the middle of this bell curve. So like if you're going to build a desk
between 5'7" and 5'10",
right?
Yeah.
Is like the average, right?
Yeah.
So like if you're building a desk, like if you're 7 feet tall, yeah, a 30-inch table is going to be a little too low.
Yeah.
If you're 5'0", like you're 5 foot tall, it's going to be a little too tall.
Yeah.
But the majority of the people fit right in that middle spot. So like that was kind of like the class was talking about like what you need to be considered when you're designing different things.
Yeah.
Like whether it's like a park bench or if you're building furniture, that kind of stuff. So it was actually really interesting. Like,
did you actually design shit?
Did we design? So I don't think so. No. That class was a lecture hall, so we didn't really design anything. But we were talking about like things that you need to actually consider when you're designing different things.
Sounds like garbage.
Yeah, it's trash. I actually thought it was really interesting. Okay, so fuck you. But anyways, he was like, "You want to go to Q Club? You know what, motherfucker? I'm in." So we'd go get our $2.75, or there was Barney's Beach House, which is right across the street.
Okay.
Which was like 75-cent beers.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
I mean, they were smaller beers, but like 75 cents when you're like, you don't know how to do math because you're a college student.
Right.
You're like, these are free.
So when I was coming up to do when I first got out of the Navy, I was 27 years old, and I went to work for a company.
This was in like 1980.
This 2000. Yeah. So I went to work for this company, and they would send us to Wisconsin for a training, and
which is notoriously a party town.
Oh my God, you have no idea. So we would stay like right on the waterfront. Our hotel was on the waterfront. It was the Park East Hotel. They call it the Dark
waterfront
East.
of one of the Great Lakes.
Yes.
So Michigan or Superior or
oh gosh,
where were you guys?
I want to say Michigan.
Okay.
So
does it touch Superior? Now I feel retarded.
No, so it's Superior's here, Michigan's here, and then Erie is like up here.
Yeah.
So it would be like down here.
Yeah.
So so it was either like when we were there in the summer, it was all like the festivals.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. Fucking awesome. But we would go to
how many mosquito bites did you get?
Oh, you have no idea. So we would go to Water Street, which is like the college area.
That's funny because there's downtown Minneapolis, Lake Street.
Okay, so Water Street is fucking crazy, dude.
Lake Street was ghetto, but anyways.
Yeah, so we would go there, and we had the Milwaukee School of Engineering was right on water, and then that was all like just college folks.
Sounds like a party town with a bunch of fucking engineers.
Bunch of engineers, yeah, bunch of
dorks.
nerds, yeah, bunch of dorks. But but yeah, so we would go there, and it was like a different night, at every bar.
Yeah.
And one night, I think it was like Thursday nights, there was one bar that had like buy one, get one.
Mm-hmm.
And what they would do is like you'd buy a beer, and they couldn't give you two, but they could give you a chip. So you can come back with a chip and get your next beer, and then pay for the next one. Yeah. So what we would do is we would hoard all of the chips until last call. And then last call, we just shove them all to the bartender, and he's like, fuck.
Cashing out. Cashing
So
out,
it's like
baby.
the bar just full of bottles, man. And he's like, fuck it, I'll just stick around till you guys finish. Yeah, those were some rough fucking mornings, man, after that. But yeah, I was at the time I was 27, I think. Yeah.
Things have changed so much because I remember like not growing up. I was like maybe 21, 22 working at Chili's. Yeah. And like if you ever worked at a restaurant, everyone there just drinks together, right?
Oh yeah.
That's like that's like the only thing ever they all drink together and sleep together.
Yep.
It's just that's what working at a restaurant is.
Yep.
But we'd all go to like Teakwoods, which is like it's like South Gilbert or whatever.
Yeah.
Might have been Chandler. I think it's technically Gilbert. But anyways, so Teakwoods, they had $2 you call-outs on Tuesday. So anything on any drink, $2.
My eyes are red just thinking about that.
Yeah. And the funny thing is like Kelsey's like, yeah, my sister used to go to Teakwoods too. And I was like,
probably banged her. Just saying.
I definitely did not.
Oh my God.
Eskimo sisters and sisters.
Yeah.
Definitely not. It's just like crazy how cheap alcohol used to be.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Now it's like so expensive.
There was one bar on Water Street. It was an Irish bar. I can't remember the name of it, but I loved it.
Where? In Wisconsin?
In Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So I went to this bar, and the bartender and there was this black dude sitting next to me.
Whoa, I think we're just calling them dudes.
Yeah, and they were playing dice on the poker dice in the little jar thing, and whoever.
There's no such thing as poker dice.
No, it's poker dice. They had literally like it was like poker cards in the dice, and then you flip the little cup, and then your hand was there, and whoever had the best hand would win. Right?
It sounds like the dumbest thing ever. But
but the loser bought shots.
Okay.
So
I'm in.
So they were playing against each other, and the bartender goes, "Hey, you want to join us?" And I'm like, "No." And the guy sitting next to me, he was fucking ripped. He was like, "Bullshit, you got to join us." I'm like, "Sounds like I'm in." So
the buff guy says I'm in.
So we're fucking playing this fucking poker dice, and half the time the bartender's like buying us drinks. I got fucking hammered, dude.
Talk about a good way to get, because like, let's be fucking real. Like, if a bar was to buy bottles from fucking the grocery store from fucking Fry's, they're still making a killing.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right? But they get it at wholesale.
Yeah. And I think we're doing like shots of Jameson, so who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fucking, it's like a $15 bottle.
The markup on alcohol at like bars is ridiculous.
Yeah. But it's a convenience fee, right? I mean,
100%. No, I mean, I get it. But like if you look at like, so if you were going to say like you bought a bottle of Buffalo Trace, like this bottle costs $25 at the most.
Yeah. It's a great
$25 for a 750 ml bottle, or whatever that equals in ounces. Who gives a fuck? But like a shot of it, you could charge $5.
Yeah.
Right? And there's way more than 5 shots in there.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Right? You make a killing off of
it.
Dude,
you know what I miss, man? I miss Monty's.
Where's Monty's?
Come on. Monty's. Steakhouse, Mill Avenue. Staple of the community. Been there for fucking decades. Monty's. It got sold in 2010, 2011. Monty's, dude. Monty's right at the end of Mill. Like Mill and I want to say Rio.
On the west side. At the very is the last thing.
What am I, a fucking Army Ranger? I don't know.
On the left side, you fucking
like closer to A Mountain.
Yeah.
So it's like at the edge of where all the bars are.
That's the one where the guy got arrested for pissing on the door.
That's probably the right place.
So there's Rulabula. You remember Rulabula, right?
Nah. Which one? Where's that?
It was on the other side of the street. It was the last bar.
Okay, so do you know, so let's talk about that for a second. So,
well, you don't know your fucking real directions. You only know fucking like, oh, there's a tree there.
No, you got University, right? Intersection of University and Mill. Okay. So if you were on University heading, what is that?
Towards the lake.
No, Mill towards the lake.
Yeah, on Mill towards the lake.
So Mill towards the lake. On the left-hand side before you hit the park was across the way from Monty's.
Yeah.
The steakhouse.
Yeah. It was the last thing on the left.
Yes.
Rulabula was the last thing on the right.
Okay. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah.
Now we're on the same page.
Yeah. And the A Mountains to the right.
It closed down during COVID.
What?
Monty's, right?
No, before that.
Did it close before?
Yeah, no, they sold it. They sold it before. It broke my heart.
I don't think I ever went there.
I went there a lot.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So I would take. So I had a customer years ago that would. I won a lot of work from them, but they would. Whenever I won a job, they would. I knew this because they would say, "Hey, meet us at Monty's." I'm like, fuck yeah. So they would take the purchase order and they would put it on the table and they'd be drinking, and it's on me, right? So they're fucking putting their drinks on it and fucking talking shit. And I'd bring a purchase order back to the office and it's covered
in alcohol.
Yeah, it's covered in like rings and fucking, barbecue sauce or whatever the fuck. But yeah, Monty's was a staple of the community for a lot of years, man. I was heartbroken when it got sold.
There's a lot of places that like went under. I mean, you said that didn't happen during COVID, but there's a lot of places that went under during COVID.
Oh yeah,
it's fucking sad.
Sad, dude. The thing is, like, what people don't understand, which is why I like to pay tips in cash.
Yeah,
is the margins for these restaurants are so paper thin.
Oh yeah,
and
for sure.
All it takes is like one bad week.
Yeah,
and you're behind.
And on a lot of them, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So when they said in COVID, like, hey, these restaurants can stay open because they have lobbyists that help them,
like Applebee's, Chili's,
yeah,
like
and
the big
these
chains
cannot
and stuff,
because they're not what they call it at the time? They weren't
like required or whatever.
Whatever the fuck term they used, and they were fucked.
Yeah,
they're fucked, man. And it was hard to watch, man.
Yeah,
it was hard to watch.
It's hard to tell somebody who like works at like a restaurant, like saying that their job isn't like a necessity.
Yeah,
especially because like the whole tipping structure in the United States is fucking bullshit.
It is.
It's basically like restaurants choosing to not pay their employees and putting that requirement on the customer.
On the customer, yeah.
Right? Because could you imagine like going into Target and you're like, hey, these guys are getting paid $2 an hour, so you have to tip them or they don't make any money.
Correct.
You're a piece of shit.
Yeah. When I started as a server, I was 17. It was 1990.
Yeah.
I was making $2.19 an hour. Everything else was tips.
Yeah.
And
been there. Yep.
Yeah. And then I think minimum wage at the time was $4.25. And dude, it was when somebody didn't tip you, you're like, motherfucker.
That fucking cunt.
You motherfucker, man.
That cunt.
That cunt. Yeah, it was hard, dude.
And this all started like during the Great Depression, I think, is when that like whole thing started, right?
Yeah.
It was like the whole tipping culture in the United States.
Yeah.
Because you go anywhere and like tipping is almost offensive. Right? Because they get paid through like no. Like my job is to like serve you. You don't need to tip me.
Yeah.
Like if you go to a restaurant in Europe or whatever, like
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the tipping culture is almost exclusively a United States thing as far as like going to a restaurant.
Yeah.
Because most places pay their employees.
Yeah.
The United States doesn't.
Yeah.
Because like the minimum wage is like, say it's like it's been so long, I'm so detached from this. Like, but minimum wage, say it's like $10 an hour. They're paying their servers like $3 an hour.
Yeah, yeah, and they rely on those tips.
Right.
And like I always ask the servers, like not always, but if I have cash on me, I'll ask them like, "Hey, you want cash?"
Yeah, because they don't have to claim it. Well,
Yeah.
it's harder for the IRS to be like, "Hey, you made $200 in tips that night."
Yeah.
It's like, really?
Yeah,
because you can only see my credit card tips, and that's $10 or whatever.
I was a rule follower, so I always claimed everything.
Yeah.
But I had like people.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah. So people that were working with me that had been like, they were lifelong servers. This was their career.
Yeah.
They did this for a living. I was going to move on.
They weren't going anywhere else.
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to move on. I was going to go to the military. I had no desire to make my living as a server.
Yeah.
So I claimed everything. But they would tell me like, I claim enough to claim $4.25 an hour.
Yeah. I was always told claim half.
Yeah. Yeah.
Claim half of your tips.
At least enough to claim minimum wage.
Because they know that you're making cash tips.
Yeah.
So claim half.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, at the time, most of what people paid was in cash because the fucking, late 80s.
Could you imagine being an IRS agent where like your option is fucking over this minimum wage server or this fucking like stockbroker?
I don't think they care.
They don't give a fuck.
But
like, could you imagine like making that decision?
Yeah. I think it's
if I was in that like IRS agent life, I would be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not auditing anybody who makes less than
I think it's
50K.
a lot like the law enforcement kind of folks, man.
Where they like low income people.
Yeah. Because they know like, what are you gonna do? Fight it? You don't have money to fight.
Well, I had a friend who was like, he was a cop, and he was telling me, he was like, if two people are speeding on the road, one's in a BMW, one's in a Honda Civic, I'm pulling over the BMW.
Yeah.
Because he's going to pay his ticket.
He's going to pay his ticket. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it makes logical sense, you know, for like, what do they call them? In Texas, they call them like highway pirates. Yeah. The cops that just kind of sit around and wait for you like, oh, we're going to run this plate. Oh, it's a rental car. Ooh, okay, cool. Yeah. And then they fucking,
because no one wants to go back to court in
Texas. Fuck no.
When they're like from Minneapolis or something.
Where are you from? Michigan. Oh, fuck, dude. Your ticket is $8,000.
Like, here's where you're wrong.
Yeah.
I have zero interest in coming back to this state.
You tell me what it's going to cost for me to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I remember I got pulled over in Texas after I'd left.
Yeah.
So I was home on vacation. I got pulled over, and I was speeding. Like, you know, no big deal.
Because you're supposed to.
That's kind of a thing. So
I'm trying to get through this state as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I want to get the fuck out of here. But when I got pulled over, the cop's like, license, registration, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there like...
Prostate exam.
This guy's never told me, like, why he pulled me over. He's just processing shit, right?
Yeah.
So he comes back to the window with my shit, and I'm like, hey, man, what'd you pull me over for? And he goes, because you were speeding. I'm like, okay. Like,
sorry.
Cool. But he got all fucking like amped up. You know what I mean? Like, because you were speeding. I'm like, fuck.
That's
dude.
usually like their first question, right?
Yeah, right. No, well, apparently, like in the state of Texas, they don't have to tell you why they pulled you over.
That's fucking bullshit.
Until they're ready to give you your ticket.
You know what? Maybe we should let them secede.
Yeah, fuck them. By the way, so I was like romantically attached to Texas because I was like,
You fucked Texas?
I didn't fuck Texas, but it was like a romantically like, man, I could fucking move there again someday.
I couldn't.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, I was thinking like when Amy and I retire, we'll fucking get a place in like, you know, Port Isabel, you know, right on the water and just
Fuck
fucking
you. Where
just
the humidity
die.
is?
Just die there.
There's not a good part on the water in Texas.
I want to die with mosquitoes on my face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sucking the rest of my blood out.
Yeah. But then I went back. Pretty recently, and I spent 3 weeks there. 4 weeks. Fuck that place.
I could see myself dying in like the Pacific Northwest. I am not going anywhere on the same latitude that I'm at.
Brother, I'm going to die here. Like, but what I mean by here is like in this chair. I'm not going anywhere, dude. Like, fuck Texas.
I love Phoenix.
I love Phoenix.
I love
Yes.
I told Kelsey the other day, like, the more we fucking go different places, the more I realize how fucking nice we have it here.
Yes.
Oh, no, it's hot. I have air conditioning.
Yeah.
Our freeway system is good here.
It's great.
We're not getting overtaxed here because
Right.
we're pretty red here for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, like we're blue in the places where nobody gives a fuck.
yeah, we're blue in the right spots,
Yeah.
red in the right spots.
Yeah.
Like, I can have every fucking gun I want here.
Dude. Owning a gun in Arizona is pretty fucking awesome.
Texas, you're a bunch of fucking pussies. We have Arizona, but to be in reality, Arizona is the true like gun rights state. Texas, everyone thinks Texas. Oh, Texas, you're allowed to do what you want. That's cute. Arizona is actually way above that.
Arizona has more. I would argue that Arizona has more.
We're the true Wild West.
Yeah, I would say that Arizona has more gun-toting Democrats than any other fucking
100%.
state. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we have our blue areas,
Yeah.
but they're still carrying fucking guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I fucking love Arizona.
I think
dude.
Arizona has like the most honestly, like any state that's red or blue is full of a bunch of fucking idiots.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the pink and the light blue states
Yeah.
that are like
What do they call them? Purple or whatever the fuck
purple
it is?
states.
whatever
Yeah,
the fuck it is.
like the states that are in the middle are the best states. Arizona is definitely like pink.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We're definitely closer to right than we are left.
Yep.
But we're closer to the center than we are right.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you want to be.
Yes.
Because the right states are fucking batshit.
Yes.
The left states are fucking batshit.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
if you're in the middle somewhere, that's where you want to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think Arizona has one of the best balances of all of those states.
Yeah, I love it here, man. I'm not going anywhere. I dig it. And
I have no reason. I can deal with the heat. The heat's not that bad.
But for years, I was like, man, maybe I could be closer to my family, stuff like that.
But
And
you're
then-
an adult. You're like, the easiest way. Oh, I need to go see my brother. Okay,
Fly.
I'll book a ticket.
Yeah.
It's like it's not. What's a $300, $400, $500 ticket to go see your family? Like in the reality of it, it's like not really that big of a deal to go see your family.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to live in the best place in the United States.
Dude, you know what drove me crazy about driving in Houston? There was no mountains to reference.
You're like, everything? I have the ocean.
Fucking flat.
I have the ocean.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
I couldn't see the ocean from where I was.
Yeah.
It was just fucking flat. And fucking... And
You're like, look at
just-
this humid spot.
Yeah.
Oh, that humid spot.
And just fucking cloudy.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't do well on cloudy days, man.
Yeah, I'm probably part of the minority. I could give a fuck about the beach. I hate living... the ocean... I don't give a fuck. Everyone's like, "Oh, California's nice. You get the beach." I'm like, "Fuck the beach." I would 100% rather be in the mountains than the beach.
No, I love the California mountains more than I love the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The mountains are so much. But yeah, I mean, like you get in the Sierras. The Sierras are beautiful.
So gorgeous.
The Sierras in California are beautiful.
Yeah.
But like, the beach is so gross to me. Like, what the Star Wars thing. I hate sand. It gets everywhere.
Yeah.
It's you know, like
Yeah.
I actually am like, dude, Anakin was onto something, bro. Fuck the sand. I hate sand. I hate sand. Like here in the desert.
Yeah.
The desert is the beach without the ocean.
Yeah.
Right. We got beach everywhere here.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Just no ocean.
Yeah. I mean, we have lakes, we have mountains. Dude, I love it here.
Yeah.
I can't think of
Arizona is so diverse as
Yeah.
far as like as far as terrain. Like
Yeah.
we can go up to like the pines in Flagstaff.
Yep.
Or you can go to the fucking desert of deserts.
And it's like 2 hours away.
Yeah.
And you could be like at
Which is funny. It's like
feet.
we always kind of like joke about how like shitty Tucson is. You are literally a half an hour away from being in the pines.
Yeah.
You drive
Yeah.
up Mount Lemmon, it's a half an hour to
Yeah.
the summit, which is like close to 9,000 feet.
I want to be clear about Tucson. All right? Tucson has some of the best restaurants in Arizona.
Mexican restaurants.
Yes. Oh, fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And the downtown area, what is it? Congress?
Well, 4th Street is Tempe. It is like the college downtown.
4th Street. But no, there's like Congress or something.
Sure, whatever. Who
But it's
fucking cares?
Commerce, maybe?
It's Tucson.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah,
It's really awesome.
Like as much as like I like to shit on Tucson, I love Tucson.
It's fucking great.
Yeah, because like
I wish they had a loop
yeah.
so you can get
The problem with
places.
Tucson is getting across town. Like there's the I-10 that comes basically cuts the west side in half,
Yeah.
and then it cuts the south side in half.
Yeah. And how is South Tucson east?
I don't write the rules. They need a highway from the north part of town that cuts east and then
Yeah.
drops into the east side, southeast side of town.
Yeah.
That's what they need.
I'm willing to bet that if you go to a city council meeting, no one is under the age of 90.
I'll bet they're all 90.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
90
100%.
plus.
Yeah.
90 plus going, oh, I want to keep it a small town.
Well, for the most, it's not a small town.
It's not. They're in denial.
Yeah,
They're in denial.
but the majority of the town is college students.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. But,
That's not true.
But there's a ton of college students.
There's a lot of industrial. A
Sure.
shitload of
especially in the
industrial.
south and
Yeah.
southeast part of town.
Fuck, I made
Yeah.
a killing out there, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking.
But
I love it there.
anything in the foothills of the Catalinas,
Yeah.
fucking gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
it's a beautiful side of town, but there's no quick way to get there.
I would drive out there on a Thursday afternoon
Mm-hmm.
so that I could get a hotel so I could do my meetings on Friday because it's going to take me 2 hours to fucking get wherever the fuck I'm going.
Yeah.
You know, so I would kind of stake it out. Okay, this hotel is centrally located to where I got to go, and I would just stay there the night.
The nice part about Tucson is it's like 10 degrees cooler than Phoenix.
Yep.
And it's even cooler at night.
Yep.
Because Phoenix is like all concrete.
Yeah.
Right. So like at night it holds onto that heat.
Mm-hmm.
So like you don't really start cooling down until the sun's ready to come back up.
It's called the heat island effect.
Yeah, I know. I'm not retarded.
Are you?
A little. So I had a friend who lived like kind of right off of Pima Community College in like the southwest part of town.
Yeah.
He worked at like the big resort golf course that's right there.
Yep.
Like right off. He was like right there.
Yeah.
I remember going down there and I would like literally be like, I'm not doing anything this Friday. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, we're having a party this weekend. Cool. See you in a couple hours.
Yeah, on my way.
Yeah. And I would just fucking beeline it down the I-10 to his house. But I would like sleep on his patio.
Oh shit. Okay.
Because I could sleep on his couch inside, but it was so nice outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like because overnight it's like 70s.
For sure, man.
It was in the middle of the summer.
Yeah.
It was fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
And because he's like away, he's far enough away from like the downtown like Tucson part where it's like you get the actual drop in temperature during. Just quit looking at that.
Fuck you. My battery's dying.
Fuck your battery.
I got like 5%.
Fuck your battery. Plug it in.
Well, I didn't bring anything to plug it in with.
Well,
but
go
keep
fucking
going.
get something.
Yeah, keep going.
But I remember like one night I was like we fucking got drunk playing like beer pong and like stupid college shit, right?
Yeah.
And I just like I slept on he had a couch on his patio, so I just fucking slept on the couch on the patio. It was fucking gorgeous. I remember waking up at like 6 or 7 in the morning where like the sun was just starting to come up or whatever because it was the summertime.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is nice.
Nice.
But I mean, it's still hungover as fuck.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to call it, man.
Fuck you.
We're at 2:20.
No, we got 2 more hours.
No! Fuck you.
We got to beat the Snyder Cut. Bill. Hey, Bill, we got to beat the Snyder Cut.
All right, everybody, if you love the podcast or if you hate the podcast, please like and subscribe. Please follow us on all the socials.
Fuck
Instagram,
you, cunts.
The BJJ Foxcast. And shit. What was I going to say?
Doesn't matter. You've been drinking.
All right. Tojo. Good stuff, buddy.
Good stuff.
All right. See you guys.
Train hard.
This episode of the BJJ Foxcast is brought to you by BioPro. BioPro is an all-natural alternative to prescription human growth hormone, which aids in recovery, anti-aging, metabolism, libido, immunity, skin health, cognition, sleep, and stress. Just 1 vial per day provides a substantial boost to all of these growth factors. Okay, so that's what they want me to say. Here's what I know as an aging grappler. I've been using BioPro Plus and the nighttime variant, BioPro Plus Cortisleep, for several months, and it feels like I've grown a third lung. My gas tank is noticeably bigger, my recovery is faster, and I'm back on the mats much quicker, not just between training sessions, but between rounds. Now you can get $30 off your first order of BioPro when you use the code FOXCAST at www.bioproteintech.com. That's code FOXCAST for $30 off your first order at www.bioproteintech.com. Thank you, BioPro.